listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now, it's our turn.
Good evening, welcome to Outside the Box, Sunday night edition with yours truly, Kate of Gaia, Mouthiest tranny on the web, and for a good reason. It's kind of what I do, it's why I do it, and it's what I'm supposed to be doing. So anyway, interesting day, to say the least. Wow, day of days. I'm going to have a little story time tonight. I had an interesting conversation earlier in Skype, and again, I want to try to illustrate a couple of things and what typically happens when the message is missed because the eyes and ears can't see it or can't hear it. And again, it's not a fault, it's not a wrong, it's just an observation. So I'm going to try to share that observation to see if we can finally get rid of the sympathetics that we all love to hang around in. Yeah, that's the spirit into the magnetic pathetics. So if you're sympathetic, well, now you know what you are. So, yeah, deny me once, deny me twice, deny me thrice. I'm going to share some allegories. I wrote a little note that'll be sent out to all the yous, you all, Sues, specs, usual suspects, or the under-specs, the little blights of our consciousness. They're just merely bad thoughts. So no harm, no foul, you see. It's like any good idea you keep and any bad idea, you just block it out of your mind. How many times are you going to accept from anyone, oh, I'm sorry, for them to come back and throw the knife in your back again? See, with me, I don't play the 3 strikes you're out game. The 2 strikes are done, third you're down. That's kind of how it works for me. Because if you don't learn the lesson the first time and repeat the mistake, knowing full well that that was something that wasn't good for all, then that makes you good for nothing. It's kind of how it works. You see, I always give everyone the golden opportunity of fuck me once. And I'll say, okay, that's not really how I like things to be, and I'm going to show you why I don't like things being that way, because it's not what I would do to you. And then you will come back and say, well, sorry, I won't do it again. How many times does someone have to say that before you wake up and get it? So that's the mirror. Look in your own mirror. How many times would you put up with it? There's only so many times that it's only once with me, right? Second chance. I mean, second chance is all anyone could ever dream to have. And see, that's the thing about humanity, is second chances aren't even usually given out. That's where the ego takes over and wants to be all vengeful. I want no part of that, thank you. Vengeance, well, it says in the book, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, so I give it to their Lord. Yes. So I'll share this little note, then I'll get into the conversation earlier, and I'll try to explain it better. Again, I always take responsibility for how I explain things to get the point across. This is why no one can be wrong with me, because the only one that can observe my position is me, so I'll look at, am I getting what I intend across, or do I have to share it in more and more stories? Because the mind can gather pictures far easier than it can collect spellings. So I like to paint pictures instead of spelling. Once I get the picture, then I spell it out for you. So here's a little something. I didn't get a chance to finish the merry-go-round one, but you'll know why shortly when I read the Deny Me Thrice. This is a little note that will be going out to consciousness. It's already gone out. I've already sent it out. And it had to be today for the second coming. This is what this is. You see, on this day 2 years ago, I went home to stand in the face of all, knowing full well the consequence of standing in the truth. Could potentially at that time, and absolutely it was foremost in my mind, could cost me my life. To actually go home and make a stand at my home at 7 Dalebrook Place, Guelph, Ontario. Having proven everything to all of those that wished that against the truth, me. They knew the mortgages were fraud. They knew the ID was fraud. They knew all of it. The former chief, Robert Davis, even told his former deputy chief the truth, which sent him, Brent Eden, former deputy chief, Guelph Police, sent him into a suicidal state. And I know this. That's the thing about being trans. You get your brows done, and the same one that did my brows was the one that did his wife's brows. And, you know, any hairstylist will tell you, you want to know the truth, cut hair. You'll get all the goods. And you'll get it in no uncertain terms. See, that's what it means to walk in the shadows between worlds, where I've walked between both worlds my whole life. Very powerful tool, and one that you can abuse. Or not. I just chose not to. I saw it as a gift, and one that I could share with all. And I know all the players in my movie. I know exactly what their roles are. I know exactly why they're there, and I know exactly why this is the second coming. It's done. The note's called Deny Me Thrice. So I just had this urge to write a little something for all you simpleton cowherds that love to see yourselves as meat stick almighties. You're just a bunch of kids trying to play house with all your little rules, and how you somehow know better than everyone else. It's funny, the only way you can do that is by stealing from everybody else to pay for your sandcastles. Somehow, you think you know better than natural order and divine law with all your silly tittles, clown suits called uniforms, and a hive mind of insanity. Here's a little fact regarding that. Every harm you've ever created, allowed to be created due to your cowardice, and choose to continue creating is going to visit you 1,000-fold in the form of 1,000 lifetimes relived in Groundhog Day as you pass through each body shell to learn this. This is the biblical translation of the 1,000 years, the allegory of a death of 1,000 cuts, etc. Let me spell it out for you because, well, now I can, literally, using Phoenician law. The truth your lies of legal bullshit try to mimic. This is the joy of no vengeance, no harm to all, with the realization of what awaits you, and the time is now. Any doubt of this only empowers my intention of this spell 1,000-fold. Your ignorance of who and what you are leaves you consumed with doubt, judgment, vengeance, and greed, and all because you cannot see with your ears and hear with your eyes, as you foolishly dismiss anything that isn't polarized. I guess you missed the part about the truth will set you free, as you live in the lies of your corrupt system and lust for possessions without ever questioning what is right versus following orders. History is replete with what happens to all who chant this mantra, and always ends up with an E piano wire noose of universal proportions around the defiler's necks. If you could decode what is written here, you would see the true gravity of what I am trying to share. Your very existence depends upon it, yet, on the 2nd anniversary of my second kidnapping by you and your ilk, I offer one last time the opportunity to mend your ways, make things right, or suffer the consequences of your actions in Thrice. While the silly little ego program perceives threat, I only offer pity where my hands are fully washed of you, and let the mobs take you to your crucifixions. What did you think that story was all about anyway? I get the fact that all religions have corrupted the truths in all the tomes convincing you that donkeys talk, people can live for 3 days inside a fish, and boats built big enough to house all animals, etc. Yep, you believe the fairy tales of the scribes and Pharisees, also known as clergy and lawyers, who corrupted the truths contained, but then you're blinded by your obedience, lust, greed, and self-serving thefts of others' creations as nothing more than as the freeman, bondsman that you are. The best part? You know this, and yet you still cower as the slaves you are to the whore of Babylon dressed up as a dead corporate crown, your true mother, and one of the realm of the dead. You know what they say, right? When in Rome? If all roads lead to Rome, then all roads lead away from it equally, but then that thought likely never occurred to you, because you are divided and conquered and spellbound. I know I've scared off more than a few planted shills with simply the truth, and their own guilt once they realize their own spiritual suicide. Have you ever seen the movie Groundhog Day? Here's a thought for you to grow in your more than fertile cane fields. What the actor suffered reliving the same day over and over again until he got it is the fractal reality of what you have coming, only that each day will be one lifetime, relived over and over until you get what I've been trying to show you all along. It's a good thing that you believe you know better, but then that deja vu moment will pop up reminding you that you were there once before. What do you think deja vu is anyway? LOL. You see, my table is always open to all. As it was then, it is now, nunc pro tunc. I can't help but laugh a little when I think of how foolish most people are. But then don't worry, the deja vu moments will remind you and act as the proof of what I am sharing. This is the difference between the I'm mortal and immortal status in the game here. You see, evil, by definition, must destroy nemesis, and that's where my gratitude is boundless. In all your attempts to silence me by trying to destroy me, you gave me the tools to fulfill that definition, I am your creation after all. All things in their time, and the time is now, don't you know? What is really funny is that you're doing all the heavy lifting for me now. I have long proven the crimes of your system you worship, yet you chose to deny it. This is the third and final denial. Spot the allegory if you can. You have been gifted with all you need to see this, but your choice in divine spiritual contract proves you otherwise, where by your actions you are known. There is not one single piece of paper that can save you, although you think it will because you serve the paper sea. I also have the joy in knowing that if you read this or not, it shall be done regardless, because my intent is pure and I know how this crazy place works. Again, thank you for that. And it is my wish that you be possessed of all my former possessions, for it is they that bind you. You are the blind being led by the blind, leading the blind. What did you think turning lead into gold meant anyway? It was hidden in creation itself, and I found her. And guess who she works for now? You will now begin to see things in your reality that will make you ask the question, why me? But at least now you'll know. For every failure to stand in truth and what is right will cost you an additional term here accordingly, and if I had any advice to offer, it would be simply this. It's not nice to fool Mother Nature. The signs, the real signs, are everywhere, but you are lost in a sea awash with illusion and delusion. You are nothing more than bad thoughts to me, and like all bad thoughts, they are removed from my mind. This is a true Phoenician notice, where every word is redefined as per my image, after my likeness, not the likeness of a vengeful God. No, that's the God within you and the one that you worship. Where you see coincidence, I see reality. Where you see vengeance, I see only pity that has long been spent. Your masters of order out of chaos has made chaos out of the true natural order, where truth has returned and Mother Nature shall resume her true course, one without the liars, the thieves, and the murderers of true order. The door is closed to you where it was open far longer than any rational being with any sense of love could miss, but miss it you have. That was the door of your final opportunity, where this note, like all the others, will be dismissed or seen. Either way, natural order wins, as it was always intended, to where it was up to us to finally learn, or not learn from this. For an update, check out Revelations 18 as it presents itself in the now. That is your chosen script, yours. And like all things, it will be fulfilled. The Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, is the same as the first and last question you will ask, because you now have your answer to, why me? It's easy, because you chose it, in full binding spiritual intentful contract. That's why. Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. If you actually knew what that meant, you would be laughing. At the same time, wouldn't be laughing. That's what's called a singularity, but your polarized duality will never let you see that. So listen, have a great week as you ponder your own chosen fates as they begin to unfold, as sure as the driven rains of truth. There is no time left for I'm sorries. The hourglass is fully emptied for you now, where the truth melts you as it did in Oz. Your fates are sealed as per your chosen desires of a long poisoned heart, now removed for the vultures to feed upon. You are as children who do wrong, get caught, promise to never do it again, and then you do anyway because you just can't help yourself. Such is the nature of your inner minotaurs that lead you to your path of chosen ruin. You are of the unforgiven in that you know not forgiveness, so I grant your wish as you have chosen. The best part is that you've done this to yourselves, and only have that to blame, so go and grab a mirror to see this proof for yourselves. It may also be comforting to know that your very existence will be wiped from the mind of consciousness, but not before your well-earned Groundhog Day. Seriously. And you thought this lifetime was hell? Welcome to your Hotel California. You remember, the place you can check out but never leave? Imagine that. Unconditional love, Kate. So I'll let that sink in for a sec. Maybe you can feel that. The conversation I had earlier today, I was waiting so patiently. So patiently I waited. And again, I had to ask for the only acceptable answer I will accept, and I'm going to tell you why it's the only one. It's not because I'm trying to print or imprint on your consciousness. What I'm actually doing is removing your fucking ego to get it out of the way. You see, those that tell me they don't have ego are the ones that I'm looking at the hardest. Because they can't see it. Ego says it doesn't have one. Ego says that it's not in the way. But only when you finally see what ego is, completely outside of yourself. And it's a blinding aha moment. And one I've never met in any other yet. Close, very close. Many are very close. So let me try to explain it this way, where you might see this finally. Imagine myself handing you a wrapped present like Robin Fields in Interstate 60. And while I know what's in the box, I know what the present is, the ego is trying to tell me what it is. It's trying to guess what's in the box. That's because it can't stop thinking. It can't go shh. It always has to appease itself. It always has to be in the full agreement without ever taking a second to simply stop. To carry this even further, let me explain it this way. Let's get really rational here, completely literal, so that I can explain this absolutely anagogic perspective. If you know, I didn't say believe. When you know that someone is trying to do something from a purely benevolent intent for the purpose and only purpose of giving you the tools to empower you, God, back to God, the only acceptable question is to accept the gift unconditionally, not the imprint. Big difference. Because before the gift even gets to you, You're imprinting it with what you think is in it, instead of simply saying, okay. What that does is that shuts the fucking ego up enough, just enough, in a twinkling of an eye, for you to ponder the gift, instead of trying to tell me what the gift is. It is the same as me handing you a 100-ounce bar of gold, seeing as everyone is so fixated on this fucking crap here. Giving you a 100-ounce bar of gold as the gift, completely unwrapped, completely exposed, and then trying to beat me over the head with it. I offer only truth. I made my deal with the universe. Me, Magnetic Electric. That regardless the consequence, regardless the cost, regardless the price to my own life, to the death, I would stand in truth, never yielding, regardless of how fucking terrified I was, and many times I was. But I would never yield that position, because I knew to do so would make me mortal. It took a while to figure it out, because the ego is always in doubt. It is always going, I wonder if... Yeah, the program runs. I know, I ran it. And I was able to separate it. I was able to take that separate reptilian brain fucking hard drive out of my computer. And you will not see this until you do that. And when you do, I will know you. I will know you. Because the intent is pure. It doesn't have any compassion, sympathy, empathy, any emotions whatsoever attached to it. I'll leave that for the masturbators and the debaters, the of baiting. As I watch people fish back and forth into each other, pulling out ego tricks to make the other ego feel better. Me? I fucking shred you. Ego? I'm not interested in that. I want the perfect being. I want to see the true light of God within you. And oh, how I have tried for you to see how beautiful as I see you. And you will beat me up. You will use the ego. It's got you convinced it's still you. You will try to justify a position, which I have no need to justify anything. Truth doesn't need that. It's like Mark Passio. Like, this is one of them. Really, Mark? It's unbelievable when you put all these things together. And I do get word back from some people that actually know what I'm talking about. It's awesome. You know who you are, because I know who you are. When you start looking for the hidden things within things, if you haven't been doing this, there is no fucking way you're awake. I promise you. This is why you need to do the homework. Get out of the little quagmires of the dramas that you think you're in. If not so wonderful things are still occurring, we're dealing in such a vibration frequency, and I hate using that word, but it triggers with others, and I'll use it to trigger it, that everything is being exponentiated. Where it might have taken a very long time for one single harm to manifest, it is now happening instantly. Let go. Don't worry, Aladdin's there. The magic carpet will catch you once you let go. This is not rocket science. It is so simple. This is why it is almost impossible to get through to people. My other points of you. Me, Magnetic Electric. The one mind, the all mind. The ego deals in the hive. It wants to console. It wants to agree with something or other, to defend and bolster its own position of idiocy. I can take any of these words, rip them and strip them down to show you exactly how they were built, to show you why the words work the way they do. And once you do this, once you get this with God, concept, Once you get this, this is where your own spell-casting ability returns into the magic kingdom of you, where you pass beyond the I'm mortal into the immortal. Don't let the bodies fool you. They're infinite too. They're all energy as well. Or, play the game. Go back and do Groundhog Day. And here's a little thought for everybody, because I'll tell you, there's no way I'm coming back around through this. Not a chance. Not a chance. Take an hour or so tonight after the show, sit back and imagine going through your whole life again and again and again and again. And once you do that, you'll start seeing the things that you needed to contrast, that you're still feeling victimized by. You're still blaming outside of yourself as somehow you're not the cause of it, when everything in your reality, you are all the cause of it. You just need to see the reason why and the contrast. Once you see the contrast, I'll give you a personal example. And many of you know my story. I've told it so many times. It's the only way I can describe the experience to relate it to you, where you can hopefully see how I'm seeing things and how it all connects, all comes together. I was 12, 13 years old. 13 at the time. And for 9 months I endured a raping from a chief petty officer, CPO, what are the odds, of Her Majesty's Royal Navy, retired. I knew the battle was going to be tough. So let's look at it in a humorous way, the way I do. Oh yeah, that's Admiralty, the dead consciousness, 9 months, right? Typical time for a child to be born. For 9 months, that the dead crone was trying to fuck me. Oh, and fuck me it did. Perfect mirror, don't you think? That's where you turn the smile on and go, fuck me? No, fuck you. And once you understand what the me and the you really are, the magnetic electric and you, the intent, then you start to see it unfold. It starts to melt away, just like the witch does when you throw water on it. And the degree of awakening that you will experience and the benevolence that you will become is measured only and will only ever be measured by your willingness to stand in or deny the truth. If you want to find the gray area, you got to get black and whites. And so many are standing in the gray area and they haven't earned it yet. You got to earn the grade. You got to make the grade before you can be the grade. That's the degree, the of step. You see, here we are in a condition of all-knowing with a lesser state of awareness of that. I'm just aware of it, that's all. Doesn't make me different, doesn't make me special, just makes me me. And for those that aren't caught up in the new cage or bullshit and all the rest of the garbage, oh, we're all one, but fuck you, you took my toy. Yeah, what's one about that? I'd say that's pretty divided and conquered, wouldn't you? So it's simply this. The only reason that the only acceptable answer is okay is for you to take the time and actually open the gift, instead of determining what the gift is before you've even unwrapped it. And won't you be surprised that the gift you keep telling me it is, when you open it, is completely the opposite. It's called truth. Yes, March 2nd, 2 years ago today. That's why I know today is the second coming. What was I doing allegorically? Well, I was going back to my home. As I just texted Sue, the same thing. Where I was willing to die for what I believed in, for what I knew to be the truth. Bring it on, bitch. Let's see if your wall can match mine. This is the very reason why judges bow. Might take it as a hint. And this is the one thing, I know what it's happened to others, but it's never been caught on video. The first time it ever occurred was caught on video, and yours truly was the one in it. And I knew there was a much grander reason for it, and it took a while to decode it, to decipher it. And only upon the realization of all creation of sound did it finally come to bear. 2 minutes and 34 seconds? That's 432 hertz in the mirror. What is 432 hertz? That is the perfect pitch of A. What is A? A is the hex, the 6 in the mirror, but it's also the bridge of all consciousness. It is the fire triangle with some legs. Isn't it interesting to look at your keyboard, and above the number 6 on your keyboard on the computer, you're going to see a little symbol. The bridge. That's the hex. That's why I said to people, if you're going to change anything on a document, well then do the inverse, do the V, the creation, as above, so below. I fully understand what the concepts are, the role that I'm playing, all of those involved in this game, in this modus operandi of life, movie, M-O-V. But you got to stand back a little bit. You got to go shh. You get caught up in the dramas, and you will never see this, because that's your tricky little bastard trying to figure it out. And how's that been working for you? Only in your heart of hearts and mind of minds can you make this choice. It's not a piece of paper. It's not a process. It's simply a choice. Truth or lies. If you're not standing in the truth, that makes you a lawyer, a clergy. And what are you expecting in the physical effect realm? If you're not causing it from the heart and mind conjoined. If you're not going to figure it out within you, I assure you it will not display itself without you. People keep talking to me about the effects they're experiencing, but not seeing the fucking cause. You're it. You are the master of your nightmare or dream. And to the degree that you are willing to stand in the truth at all costs is the degree that the universe will pay you back accordingly. Mean what you say and say what you mean, Mr. Cody. And just like Mr. Cody, who liked to strap all sorts of TNT around him with a little timer with consciousness, because consciousness is all in, baby. Even to the point in Morlaw where, hey, judge, stick your finger up your nose. Gotta tell you, it's quite funny. When you look, I gotta tell you, the reality documentary is Interstate 60. Anything you need to know about the system is there. Like the scene in Morlaw, all of the nonsense that happened in Morlaw is the very system you are part of and worshipping with the very notion of ID and all the rest of it. And then, of course, the ego's going to come back, but Kate, how am I supposed to live? Well, that's because you're at effect to the effect. Me? I just fucking shredded it. And here I am, the bag lady. Just going with the flow of the universe. And isn't it funny? I don't think I've missed too many nights on the air in the last few years, hey? I didn't miss a beat, baby. The only time I was off the air for any length of time was solitary. That's when I was in the real air. The meek shall inherit the earth. That's a magnetic, electric consciousness key. Is it a coincidence that my cousin's family name is Meek? Is that a coincidence? And I also know why all of the names matter. And people keep asking me, how do you do this? And how do you... I'm going to tell you, it's really simple. Stand in the fucking truth and get over the effect. Because the reality you're creating is a result of the lies you are taking part in. There is no easy way to say this. How can you expect to have everything until you can actually be and have nothing? Nothing. The void is where all creation comes from. This is so very, very simple. And still, I mean, I got to say, I'm typing away today on Skype, and it was great. Again, there was assumption, presumption before the actual words that I was writing. The gift was already assumed to be something else before it was even opened. Easy answer for me. And again, I had to ask for it. And this is just an observation, so it's got nothing to do with any individual personality. Because I see the gratitude in being able to share this perspective. So it's not a judgment, it's an observation. Thank you, I can share this. I just choose to be cause versus effect. And people keep asking me, how do I get rid of this effect? How do I get rid of this effect? How do I get rid of this effect? I answer, completely unacceptable, because it wasn't a gift, that they already predetermined what it was going to be. Yeah, you can rip the box open, and it's actually a monkey pipe, but everyone else thinks it's a monkey wrench. What part of I'm trying to empower you into gods are you not getting? Why in heaven's name would you even think that I had a malicious thought in this process? How many of you, I'm going to ask you very, very clearly, I do this because I love you this much. How many of you would give up everything to do this every single day? To the point where you're just tired of doing it because no one's hearing it anyway. I know some are. It's all good. It was only important that I get it. That's the point I'm trying to make. And that's the only thing you need to say to yourself, or not, entirely up to you. I am not going to imprint any emotion on you. I'm not going to judge you by claiming you feel something. You feel what you feel. Put your hand over a candle right now and burn your hand, and I will guarantee you that I did not feel it. You did. That's your imprint. I will not trespass on that. That is what it means to do not trespass. And the ego has got muddy fucking boots that likes to walk through the white carpeted living room. Leave them at the door, especially mine. Because I'll tell you, when I'm cleaning that carpet, it's going to be a fire hose and you're going to be in the direct line of fire. Promise. Many of you have experienced that from the benevolent position. My zodiac made it very clear. Leo ascendant, Aries midheaven. Sounds like a lamb to me. Then you make the intent silent to get to the magnetic, which becomes ma'am, by the way, but the M is silent, so it's now just the I am. The am. Funny how that works. It's almost like it's a coincidence. Geez, Kate, that Phoenician stuff is really, really neat. It exposes everything. Yeah, it does. That's why the things that I write now are potent. Because that's my intention. I'm tired of the mayhem. I'm tired of the retarded little children running around trying to play mommy and daddy in house, making all the rules as they go, making them up, so that they can collect all the toys in the playground and fuck everybody else. Oh, okay, well, if that's your intention, guess what you get to wear? And the mirror just showed up. To try to even describe to you what it feels like to know that you're untouchable, immortal, on Interstate 60 is beyond words. It is such an inherent state of calm and knowing where I sit back and just chuckle. No, you can play with your dramas. You can worry about this, that, and the other. And while you're describing all the effects that you're creating, I'm going to remind you that all those things that are the effects that you are creating, you are creating. Okay. Have a look at that. This gift that I have wrapped that you will not open. Some of you have, but most of you haven't. When you open this gift of gifts and really see what it is that is being shared with you, oh, you will smile. You will laugh. And you will hate me enough to finally see it. How many of you are willing to be hated infinitely by the one you love the most? Find one that you love in your life right now, and then work the magic to make them hate you. That is a true test of love. Have them beat the living shit out of you mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, and see how you stand up to it. Or are you still pissed off because somebody put the toilet roll on the wrong fucking way? Oh, we've come a long way, haven't we? I think so. But then, that's me. You can decide for yourself what that means to you. Crazy. So remember, Mr. Cody is my favorite character in Interstate 60, because Mr. Cody represents all of consciousness, the genie of all. Mean what you say and say what you mean, and if you don't, I'll blow your universe to fucking hell. Promise. That's why everybody backs down. The minute you decide, the instant you decide that you are Mr. Cody, and that you will stand in truth to the death, you're bulletproof. Literally. How many people want to be that? Oh, sorry, but you're going to have to let go of everything. Really sorry about that. You have to let go of all judgments. That's a tough order for most people. I know it was really hard. So don't think I don't know, because I do. I know just how hard it is, because I had to walk through it. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Goddamn right they do. And the best part is, once you figure it out, you carry the rod and the staff. You become the shepherd, the true shepherd. And these are all allegories. Everything in this universe is based on sound, including what you see. And this is what I mean by hearing with your eyes. The sounds are displayed for you in pictures, for you to decode, and you use phonics to do it. You start seeing things in the fractal. It's like someone mentioned today about a fleck of dust in the sunlight. And to me, it's not a fleck of dust, that's an entire universe. What part of fractal? Well, go ask Stephen Hawking. He got down to, I think, quarks, parsecs, whatever. And then he figured out, oh, I'm going the wrong way. Because you cannot see infinity with physical. That you can see with your heart. But you have to get centered in it. And there is only one answer. And it is the one that people, other points of you, consciousness of me, it's the only thing that will set you free. It's called truth. It's not about living in the effect. And this is the tough pill to swallow. This is the one that gets everyone, the hair up on the back of their neck, pounding me to fucking death with gold bars. Oh, you want the truth. Oh, sure you do. But as soon as I give it to you, you beat the fuck out of me. And I laugh. It is really funny. You see, you can't hate or love me enough. It's infinite for me. I don't put limitations on it. Oh, everyone knows. Oh, we all this, and oh, you all that. No. Sorry, don't include me in that. I'll make my own choices. I'll make God in my image, after my likeness. That's what was being taught. That's what was being said. That's what was being shared. It wasn't literal. It's anagogic to make it literal. I have to apologize. I have no answers for you as far as the effect is concerned. I don't deal in effects within effects, you see. I give you the answer to it all. Cause. And there's only one thing stopping each and every one of us. It stopped me for a long time. There's only one thing. And you have to make the choice. There is only one thing that shall set you free. One thing. So start measuring the lies of your life now, shall you? Because to me, you're all a bunch of lawyers. You're all a bunch of scribes and Pharisees until you stand in this. There's nothing more I can do. Nothing more I can say. And that is going to be the measure of your own reflection. It's got nothing to do with me. Because all I do is work on me. To clear the shit. To clear the garbage. To find the things that I need to find to scrape all the garbage off truth. So there is nothing left but the blinding truth. And it is blinding, I assure you. That's when you start to see the light within. That's when your body fills with light. Stop and ask yourself a few questions regarding your situation and what is it that you are at effect to because of your unwillingness to stand in the truth. How many of you know that mortgage is fraud, yet you still pay it? How many of you know the courts are fraud and you still play it? How many of you quake and quiver in fear at the very mention of it? Oh, I've been there. Oh, fuck, I've been there. And I'm going to say to you, and I have shared all of these things openly, freely, and willingly from day one. There it is. The truth shall set you free. Oh, and isn't it funny that the truth is free for all? It's a very simple question. Can you walk away from it all? If you cannot, then you are tied like Pinocchio. Don't expect life out of that. Oh, you'll get it, but you'll be a wooden child. That's something I would do or something I wouldn't do. Damned if you do, damned if you don't, phonetically. Catch-22. Spot the singularity, find the middle, balance yourself out. Yeah, this is your Moby Dick. This is the big white whale. The whale. Yeah. The name. Way is name. Which is my hex of magnetic electric. N, possessive. A, hex, magnetic electric, ME. And these lists of phonetic connections go on and on and on, and so few of you are willing to even look at 1 or 2 or 3 words. How much time have you actually spent in this? Or are you too distracted by everything? Oh, Kate, I'd really love to do that, but I've got this little effect to deal with, and oh, by the way, how do you see, you don't want the answer. If you truly wanted the answer, you already have it, but you have to be willing to stand in it. I cannot do that for you. Hotel California? Sorry, checking out and leaving, baby. It's all yours. And the only one that's keeping you there is you. The only one. Because there is only one. And you're it. That what you do to self, you do for all. So please do not look to me for any sort of compassion, any form of sympathy. That's pathetic. Because of your unwillingness to stand in the truth. You stand in the truth, absolute, you got my vote. I'll work with you. Don't point fingers with dirty hands, calling a lawyer something less than you, when you are still part of the same thing. Oh, I can hear the egos going off like fucking fireworks right now. But Kate, don't you? See, you're not me, though. And you are me. You're just refusing to see me within you. This is the night of nights, boys and girls. This is the pill. This is the March air, the horse air. It had to be today. This had to hit me today because I know the fractal. Second anniversary? Yeah, sounds like the second coming to me. Coming home, but I'm coming home spiritually. Yeah, the truth is not easy. It really isn't. Because in the truth, you will suddenly shut the fuck up. And I know when it's sinking in because someone will say to me, okay, and that'll be the end of it. Don't come to me looking for mitten strings because I can't offer them to you. I would be harming consciousness if I did. Here's the torch. Hold it high. Been carrying it for a very long time. I have no need for it anymore because I'm already there. So here's the torch. The next one wants to carry it. Knock yourself out. Be ready to have beautiful aha moments to get here. Be ready and willing to be terrified to whatever degree that you are at effect to it in order to find the contrast of the truth. Didn't say the game was going to be easy, but also haven't said the game is impossible when we know all things are possible. That's why I laugh at these yokels that, oh, I'm untouchable because I'm a cop. I'm untouchable because I'm a judge. You are the most touchable of all. Toucheable. Touche? Mm-hmm. Your plans are foiled. Haha, funny how that works, eh? You put the shiny bit of the tin foil in, don't you? You want to throw a baked potato in the oven? You put the shiny side in to keep the heat inside. Yeah, I was just going to do the shout out, Randy. It looks like you got my my brainwave there. So let's get everybody in here tonight. And I'm going to see how many times a question answered is met with anything but, okay, accept the gift, now open it. When you say okay, you are accepting the gift, not the imprint. The ego wants the imprint. And the imprint is what you think it is instead of just saying okay. Okay says that you're willing to look. Better yet, It's you, the true you, that is willing to look. And the ego, well, it's going to go off in the corner with a huff and, you don't want to talk to me, fucker. Right? That's how it works. That's how, when you get there, you'll know the ego is a separate entity. It's completely separate from me. And then you have to work in unison. It now becomes your tool instead of you, it. Randy, how are you?
You're doing great.
There's the correct answer. Randy knows who he is.
I wanted to reiterate yet again, sister, what you're saying there. Like the last couple of weeks ago when I caught the guy who had broken into the restaurant and the cops were there, he said, he came back to my brother and I and said, and there were 8 cops showed up, 2 a.m., right? Damn. Anyway, he said, well, I need to get one of you. And my brother said, Randy, why don't you go? And he said, okay, I need to see your ID. I said, I'm a lawful man. He said, oh, I can't. I said, you can't what? And he said, okay, come on, what is your name? I said, what? And he said, what is your name? I said, you mean my lawful name? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Not yes. Yes, sir. This stuff is there, folks. It's not a lie. Stand in it. Know it. Be it. Do it. There were 7 of them standing around me, one with my brother. I was the lawful man. I told him. He says, come on, man, I'm just trying to help you. I said, you're right, I am a man. So come on, man, write what I'm telling you. Yes, sir. It's that simple. It's that simple.
I'm not sure at what point, you see, here's the joke of the game. The referees are playing on both sides, and they're playing both sides against each other to see if you will wake up. There are those within the meat stick realm, i.e. cops, lawyers, judges, that know full well what's going on, and they're baiting their own side, just like we're baiting our own side, to bring it together. Well, there has to be a referee in a trinity. You can't have 2 sides going at it without something balancing it out. What part of the triangle of fire don't people get? Remember, the triangle, 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees is the 666, which of course is the consciousness, which is 9. You can't have wood and oxygen without heat. All I had to do was locate the heat. I found it. And it's all in the energies, and it's all contained in how you see things and how you phonetically translate the visual back to sound. That's all I'm doing here. And boy, what a pretty picture when you see it. It is awe-inspiring. So what you went through there, Randy, is a prime example of exactly what I'm talking about. As soon as you assert yourself as the God you are, the monkeys stand too. Then they start calling you sir.
So true. So
you know what
true.
sir is? Do you want to know why it's so important that happened? Because sir is Sai-Ro, which is a spirit with the real spirit breath. No P's and Q's involved. Pure, absolutely pure magic. Well done, magician. Welcome home.
It's interesting. I have found that about a month ago, a deputy came, or a sergeant came in. He was a deputy, or he was a what do they call him? He was a dick, and now he's a sergeant. And I spoke to him about this, about legal lawful. And I said, don't worry, I'm not going to put you on your mark, and I'm not going to cast any spells on you. But you do know I'm a lawful man. I'm sure you've heard that. He said, yeah, something went around. So I knew that, right? And I spoke to him about it. He said, well, you're one of the rare people who, actually stands in that, in that truth, as you say it. And I said, yes, that's what it is truth. He said, well, yeah. So it's all out there, folks. I mean, you cannot be afraid. These guys know what the game is. They're policy enforcers. Police, policy. That's what they're trying to do. And if you don't
Randy,
know... Yeah,
Randy,
go right
I want you to carry on, but it is not game over. The G is the hex. It is am me. Okay? Ami, friend. Get it? French?
Ami. Oh,
Ami,
yeah.
magnetic electric. O, ver, which is creation, truth. It is came over. Kami, the spirit of magnetic electric in creation, truth. Vert, green. It all ties together. So it is came over. Now try this on for size, boys and girls. Start losing the G, lose the gross domestic product out of all the words and watch what happens. Oh, that's the GDP. It is not a coincidence. That's the gross, dumb, S-tick product. Product. It's an energetic draining. And it's all caught up in the letter G.
Uh-huh.
The G is a 6. It's a hex. That's why the Masonic uses it. It's only half the picture. It's the as below. That's why you look at the number 6 on your keypad and you'll see the chevron of a sa rent. Oh, isn't that interesting? You take the G out of sergeant. What have you got? You've got a spirit for rent. Take the hex out of it, you'll see it. It'll blow your mind. Take the G out of fight, what have you got? Phi T, the creation of spirit. Love, into consciousness. You're not crucified on that T anymore. Your double cross has been corrected. You're now the kappa ta L T, the note of love. So there you go. Carry on. You're doing great.
Yeah, wow. Those are ahas there. See, I haven't taken the time to listen recently because I just haven't had those moments.
There's no need. Randy, you've done it perfectly. You got here exactly when you're supposed to. You see, you cannot make a mistake. People cannot make a mistake. That's where the ego comes in. You'll know the ego is there when you think you've done something wrong. If it feels right, then it will think right. Does it feel good to beat somebody up? To be angry, to be all of these negative things. Does that feel good or no?
Not at all. And I think you'll recall, pardon me.
Go ahead. No, you're doing it.
No, I muted to clear my throat. I think you'll recall when I was telling you that story that I grabbed the guy by the throat to pull him out, and then I dropped my hand, grabbed his jacket, and I wanted to throttle him with all my might in the gut. And my higher self said, Randy, love. And so I just swiped him at the back of the knee so his ass hit the pavement, and he sat down.
Well, you had him by the Taurus field. What the hell else do you want? And that's the next. Right. The nexus?
Ego, yeah. I stopped the ego right in its tracks, and I'm glad I did. There was no need to injure him. He had injured himself. I pray for this guy. I sent him love, you know.
Well, he's got himself a nice little lesson that he has to go through, and chances are it's looking like he's going to do a round trip and Groundhog Day, or he'll get it and wake up. But look at the word throat, throw T, throw crucifixion or throw love. That's what you're creating when you say anything and everything. So be careful when you're saying drama, 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 Marsha, 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 because guess what you're creating? You're throwing the crucifixion out so that you can experience your own cross. Best stop doing that. It's not an imprint, that's just a thought I had that I just shared. Accept it or not, it's entirely up to you. You see, I can't imprint anyone's mind. The only thing I can do is share my heart. If it resonates, don't worry, your mind will not be there. Only your heart. That's what it means to be on Earth, in Earth. Time to be inert.
Yes,
amazing how all this comes together, eh?
It does.
Blows me away all the time. I mean, I've had a day of days. And I knew I would on March 2nd. I knew
what happened. What happened to us today?
Oh no, this was my experience. That's the second anniversary of me going home, where they kidnapped me a second time, and I did 28 days solitary for standing in truth, where I was willing to give all for Sue and my daughters, to stand to the point of death, because I will not. People will die for what they believe in, and they come back and do it again. You see, I will only die for what I know. And die in Latin means day. I will only be light for what I know. Mirror, mirror. Every word means its equal and opposite. This is why I have probably had the hardest time to get this point across to people, to look at the words. This is not imprinting some sort of drama ideology. This is just simply have a look for yourself. You'll see it or you won't. You know? It's like so many people, oh, Kate, I need saves. Oh, my God, I need this, I need that. And I've already given the answers. They're all there. Everything is there. Oh, that's right. You won't actually take the time to sit within and accept these. And I really am tired of the mindless Babylonians that just won't stop and go, shh. Take the gift. See the gift, now unwrap it. Have a look at it. Really have a look at it and see what the gift is, instead of deciding before it even gets opened what it is. And that's what ego does. Ego wants a brand new bike, and I'm handing you the tools to the whole universe.
Meditation has helped to awaken me even more every time I do it.
Well, you're not going to know God until you know thyself. And what are you going to do? You're gonna sit back and have somebody else create you in their image by somehow imprinting their reality, saying, well, I got this problem, so let's do it this way. Well, I've got that problem, so, oh yeah, been there, done that, went through all of these things. And they're well documented. On air, even. You've heard me go off the deep end. You've seen me in the throes of destroying my ego. And in doing that, having to do that, to let it go, to be fully exposed. Here's what I am, guys. This is what I am. Can you do that for yourself? That's all I'm asking. You will or you won't. I'm not going to trespass on your free will choice to stay in Hotel California. You want to check out? Well, you're not going to check out with an ego. Promise you. That's the part that will never let you leave. And this goes on and on, so deep. It's infinitely fractal. And you don't have to go too far down that hole to see that either. That's the joke. Once you see 3, 4, 5, oh my God, look how many levels are in this. Once you see that, then you begin to truly see. And only then. The ego, the no-go has you blind. If there is any emotional response to anything I'm saying, that's ego. Because your ego, you love the truth. But your ego will do everything in its power to make sure that you don't get it. And it will convince you that it's you. If there's any emotion, any emotive reaction to anything I'm saying, that is ego. Ego is removed when you choose what emotions you want to experience. It's like when I want to watch a movie and get right into it. In the drama sense, I can do that. And then as soon as it's done, or at any point during the movie, I can step out of it. Can you? Ego will never let you step out of it until you get it like Randy did, grab it by the throat. And you beat the little monkey down and go, wait a minute, Fluffy, you sit there, you're my dog. Right? So now the dog is the tail is no longer wagging the dog, right? That's the God in the mirror, by the way. And once you make the GDP silent, what are you left with? Oh, all of creation. Raining cats and O's indeed. Spirits of love and creation. That's all that's left. Crazy how that works, eh? It's almost like magic. Do you believe in magic? Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Merlin.
Absolutely. You are the prime Merlinians. But apparently you don't want it, so I'm talking in general. You know me, right? Always in general. And I say that with complete sarcasm. Oh, you don't want all of creation. You're happy with a little piece, like a billionaire buying a fucking rock in the middle of an ocean thinking he is big. How small is that when you got a whole ocean of goo called universe? Are you willing to trade all for that? Look at your situations. Clearing my throat time. Look at your situations and the things that are holding you back. Look at all these intricately small little things in all of consciousness that has you owned. I don't care if it's a divorce. I don't care if it's a house. I don't care if it's a relationship. I don't care if it's kids. These are all of the baited hooks that you are swallowing, hook, line, and sinker. And you're putting all of your conditions on it. I know I did. This is what I was doing, and I figured this out, and I backtracked it. I deconstructed it from within. Trying to do the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is fucking insanity. That's a fact. I've used the analogy of, imagine sitting there smacking your foot with a 9-pound sledgehammer and going, "Oh, that hurts." Well, I'm going to do it again just to make sure. "Oh, that really hurts." "Oh, got to be sure." 3 times. And you'll keep doing that until you've got nothing left. Until it's nothing but a pulp of blood and meat. And then you'll start blaming somebody else for it. It's not ironic or coincidental that the system uses the whole "you're a free man on the land" shit, because that's their own mirror. A free man is a bondsman bound to a master. Why do you think I abhor that term so much? Because I know what it really means. Now, the intention that people think it is, but they're hooked in phonics. They don't know the counter-intentions of it. Me, I deconstruct these things so I can pull all the shit out of it and make that word mine. That's my spiral, my word, my world that I spin out instead of epic enter in, right? That's where the below center becomes the epic enter. Epicenter, epic enter. I used this one last night. It's a beautiful one. Just a coincidence, though, that it's spelled that way. There are no coincidences. And for those of you that wish to see the magic, you're going to have to take 10 minutes. You're going to have to sit down. I have lost count of the number of people I've talked to that the first thing I'm going to ask them, did you take the time to honor the truths that I have so very patiently written out in essay and document form on my website, so that the answers that you're looking for, 1, are already answered, and 2, where we can actually discuss the bigger pictures. And very few can actually say that. See, here's a joy. Everything that's on my website, I've read because I wrote it. Isn't that funny? And it's already written. And it's written in such a way that I'm sharing pictures and ideas and concepts for people to get so they have their own aha moment. So I'm not imprinting your reality. All I'm doing is sharing blatant truth in a way that I can share it. If it's something that resonates with you, because it should, then your heart will know. Follow your heart. The duality spirit-mind in the creation of magnetic, Toucan Sam, told you, ironically, coincidentally, in a fucking Fruit Loops commercial, follow your nose. And by the way, follow means fallow. What is a fallow field? A fallow field is one that is left to regenerate itself, where nothing is grown in it. Or typically you'll plant clover in a fallow field to regenerate nutrients back into the soil. And that's what you need to do to your cane fields that have been so fucking rife with ragweed, poison ivy, poison oak, thorn bushes for your whole life. And you are expecting to just head up to the drive-through truth window and get a 7-course meal complete with waiters and a few chefs and sauciers and all. You do that at a McDonald's, they're going to laugh at you the same way that you pull up to this window with that order. I'm going to laugh at you too, and then you're going to get all offended because Kate's laughing at me. Allegorically, I'm trying to point out the very simple truth that if you want this, you've got to be this. You've got to earn this. That's ear, mind, earn. That's why I'm in right now. Coincidentally, Aaron, same thing. pronounced whatever way you want, is E-R-I-N. And then as I was traveling back here today, I thought, look at that. Put it in the mirror, and it's Northern Ireland, N-ire. You cannot make this shit up. I put everything in the fucking mirror. And sitting beside me is Mary from Dublin, who never noticed that. She's been here how long? 20 years. That's why I'm from N-ire, Northern Ireland. It's just a coincidence. This is another game piece, puzzle piece that I'm trying to show you, that it is right in front of you. You've got to take the time to stop this fucking drama shit. And I brought it up again in Skype room, just as an example. And it's got nothing to do with who is involved. I love everybody. You know that. That's my intent. But I had to actually, after a number of responses, I said, there is only one answer that I will accept. And then it clicked. Everyone wrote, okay. Thank you. Open the gift. Have a look at it. It is the infinite universe inside that little box. I'm outside the box, remember? I know what's here. I'm the one giving you the box. When you open it, Pandora sets you free. The across door of God. Across do-ra, baby. And it's all in the sound. It was there all along, creation herself. But we've been listening with our ears and seeing with our eyes. Instead of seeing with our ears, saying, seeing, creating with our ears, and bringing it here with our eyes. You see, when you do it backwards, like I just told you, guess what happens? You become the cause, and what you bring here to your eyes is what you are seeing, what you're creating. That's what I mean by hearing with your eyes. You're bringing that reality here. You're bringing it home. But you've got to see with your ears. Light is sound, just a higher frequency. And we have been deafened by the light. Do you not find this the remotest bit coincidental? Do you not feel that resonation within your own heart saying, fuck, that bitch is on to something? Now maybe I should... Okay, I'm going to open that gift and have a look. Because it will come to you in a twin calling. The duality calling to singularity. The twinkling of the I, the yes, the A-Y-E. The E-Y-E. And the singular I. This will come home. But you have to open the door. You see, the door that was always held open was the one to my own heart to allow you all in. And all I'm trying to show you is how to open your own door. If you think somebody owes you something, I'll use little examples. I mean, hey, I went through a divorce. And I didn't care either way, personally. The only thing I was concerned with was a home for my girls. It wasn't my house. It was a house I never wanted. Isn't that funny? And what the whole fight about everything up until this point was keeping it. Give it back. Oh, fuck. Keep the possession. Knock yourself out. Because I'll let it all go. I'm good. Because I can walk around at any time. Walk out the door. Walk anywhere I want. Knowing full well that, one, I'm immortal, and two, the universe will give me everything I need. Because I'm on my knees. My Christ consciousness, my Capricorn. The ruler of the structure, the bones. The Christ consciousness. The 13th warrior. The Ophiuchus of creation. B-O. It's not just body odor anymore, boys and girls. That's the difference between odor and order. Odor, well, it's missing the ro, spirit breath. You're getting the other one. Right? Just another coincidence. Anyway. Are we having fun tonight? I'm having a blast. Might not sound like it, but I'm having an absolute blast.
We are on a roll.
Yeah. Roel, indeed. Roel. But we make the L silent, so it's just pure intent. Row, row, row your boats gently down the stream. the stir, the divine feminine of magnetic. Y'all want creation? Well, stop kicking her in the teeth. Oh, and Natalie, I got your text. Let's see what I can do. I'm not sure people will want my testimony personally because it's a little bit too unnerving for the egos. And I'll be honest, because I always am, regrettably. I deal with monkey chatterers. I just don't. Would you? How long are you gonna sit in a nice quiet library with 1,000 screaming kids while you're trying to read something? And they're all pulling at you and bringing over their crayons and spilling their drinks all over your books. And how long are you going to do that? Until you finally just go, oh, okay, well, no problem. You kids just hang out here. I'm just going to go over here. And then you lock yourself away in your own space. Allegory, not literal. The whole notion of freedom is so stupid because what is consciousness? It's all. The only prison that people put themselves in is the one in their own mind. I escaped mine. And it's so very easy to do. Well, it's actually very simple. Not so easy. And as I said earlier today in the Skype, I am the luckiest bitch on this planet. The universe did me the extreme honor of dispossessing me in one night of everything that I would have fought to hold on to. This is why I have pity for those that are still asking them, well, how do I do this and how do I have my house and my car, my family and my divorce and on and on and on it goes. So you have no idea how grateful I am to have all of that shredded right out of the gate. It wasn't out of the gate, but it was in one night. Now do you see how lucky I am based on what you're clinging to? So you're still dealing with the Romulans and the Klingons and the humans. Me, I'm in the neutral zone, baby. And none shall enter. I stand to post, I shall not yield. None, the creator and destroyer, shall pass. And here I am. Now, if but one shall awaken that thinks all of this is a good idea, then the game's over. That's the Ides of March. A2 Brute, where are you? Oh, the egos are just screaming out there. I can feel them all. Sorry about that. No, I'm not. Because I love you.
You know, it seems that people are maybe wondering, where do they start? How do I do this?
Oh, it's easy. It's a really easy answer. Stand in truth. Look at all of the things that you're doing that still brings you part of the system. And people can talk to me all day long about, well, do you use money and this? And yeah, I use money where money uses everybody else. And I always say, you still taking this piece of plastic? It looks like paper for real stuff? Yeah? Oh, okay. The trick is let it flow through you. I'll tell you, I've had more of that pure energy flow through me going to others in the last 2-3 weeks as a result of a benevolent flow of the same energy where it will not stop with me. It flows through me. You see, money becomes the curse when it stops with you, when you have to own it and claim it and make it yours. You have separated yourself from all. With me, it just passes through. And I know a few people that are going, wow, wasn't expecting that. No, you're not supposed to. That's what gifts are. They come out of the blue to prove to you that the universe will deliver. And isn't it ironic that it's the bag lady who lost everything, gave it all up for truth? And here she is, passing the message and passing what you call money through me. I don't call it money, I call it energy, because it does not stop here. The effects that you are experiencing are the net results of your causal spiritual contracts. And I go right back to the Jack Nicholson stop sign joke. All your woes and worries? Okay, we'll keep at it. Bad. Do you want me to stop or slow down? I got to tell you, I've lost count in terms of ratios as to how many just want me to slow down. Well, here, I'll slow down where I prefer to stop. And here's the trick. You're the one that decides that, not me. Because I'll keep going. I'll slowly beat you over the head with a baseball bat until you finally say to yourself, stop. I get it. And stand in truth. That's the only answer there is. There's only one answer. It's love. Law of A, the law of truth. And again, I challenge you. I challenge your shitty little, tricky little bastard ego that has you owned lock, stock, and barrel. I challenge you to stand in truth. Unyielding. Unyielding. Are you willing? This is what the Christ consciousness is all about, boys and girls. Are you willing to die, come to light, for all the world's sins? The spirit minds. Are you willing? It's an allegory. And when you become the Savior within self, you become the Savior within all. One of you will see this. It's only going to take one. Me, I'm good. Magnetic electric, game on. And I'm just going to keep playing the way I play, because I know I watch as things unfold. I watch the physical effects as a net result of my spiritual cause, because I've got my cause back. I'm wearing my crown, the crow that's mine. So I am fully cause all. And as I stated in the Skype room earlier, with regards to truth, right? My only intent is simply to stand in truth. And I make little deals with me, magnetic electric, because I am all consciousness like you. And I say to myself, I nullify all intentions, perceived or not, of any harm or vengeance or any of the like, and nullify them within all of my can'ts, my chants, so that there will never be harm intended. Now, some people might feel harmed sometimes, but that's not me, that's you. You've chosen that. I'm still handing you 100-ounce bars of gold. And what you do with the gold is up to you. You will either take it upon yourself and see it, or, like usual, you'll turn around and start beating me over the face with it. That's the ego. Simple answer. Stand in truth. And try just saying, okay, without justifying your ego position. Because I will just play with you. I will throw you all sorts of baited hooks that I know the ego will jump on, up to the point where you'll stop biting because you see it. Oh, looks like Rainey dropped off there. So tell you what, guys. For those that want to call in, I'm going to do the shout out now and we'll probably roll over for a bit. Sunday night. Let's see where this goes. But you can call in at 661-467-2401. And if you're listening on the Blog Talk page, you can call in via Skype. Refresh the page if the button's not there beside the phone number. Click on Skype and it will bring you to the table. Once at the table, all you have to do is hit 1 on your dial pad on the phone, or open the dial pad on Skype, and hit 1 there, and that lets me know you want to chat. Great big thank you to Paul Giovanni. This movie is rated parental guidance. You get to be the parent. And all the crew at criticalmassradio.co.uk. And a great big special thank you to all of you that have flowed towards that table, because that is pure flow through. Because what comes to criticalmassradio.co.uk goes back out in its purest form. You're transmuting when you help. This is your table. I like the allegory of, if you're not going to be the one out there on the hill taking the shots from everybody and everything around you, well, toss up some ammo. Right? Truth needs its supply lines too. It's another allegory. But I cannot say thank you enough, and the Kimi Ro, Critical Mass Radio, has been achieved. Today is the second coming. And tag, you're it. So we got Janet and Randy's back on the board here. So there you go. Jump in, guys.
Okay.
Hey, Randy. Hello, Kate. Thank you so much. That's beautiful, beautiful today.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'm getting the point across.
Oh, yeah, you are. I'm just so, so grateful, and it's just wonderful what you say. And words can't express it. You're fucking great.
Aren't you?
Yeah.
See, I'll flow it right through me, right back to you, because that's what you. When you see that, that's you seeing your own reflection. That's why I love when people want to beat me up with an ego kind of thing, because they're just beating themselves up. I'm trying to flow back to you, the most perfect light you are. And like I say, you can hate me all you want. Hopefully, like I say, you can hate me enough to finally see this. At which point, I'm going to giggle my fool ass off, and I love it. You have no idea how much I love the aha moments when people go, "Oh my fucking God, Kate, oh my God," and they do that. And it's like, yeah, isn't that cool? Come on, let's go dancing.
Yeah.
Stop messing with my dance floor. I got the heels on, clickety-click, baby. Dorothy and Toto, full character.
I got you some rainbow lipstick, and you are going to be just dazzling.
All right, now I'll pick up the fishnets, and we'll drive all the boys crazy.
There we go. Oh.
Right on.
Lovely.
Oh, you have no idea, Randy.
Oh, but I believe I do.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I know we do.
Oh, isn't it funny? BTR listener 27? That's consciousness. And this whole, everything leading up to this show tonight, I was watching, and it was just perfect. Of course it is, because I can see it. I look at the clock, it's 6:15. Oh, June 15th, birthday, right? And on, it just click, bang, click, bang, click, bang, click, bang.
Wow.
I was even watching the story of Jesus Christ. I think it's called John Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Have a look at that. See the energies interplaying, and this is why I know today is the second coming. Oh, woe betide the fools that don't see this. It's the end of your world as you know it. And I feel fine, baby. Happy Groundhog Day. Again. Tell me that's not motivating. Tell me you really want. Yeah, you want to go through the same shit over and over. All right, well keep defending a position with ego.
The starter kit.
Welcome to the Hotel California. Yeah.
That's very motivating.
Yeah. It's funny. Oh, I can bust that all apart phonetically, and it totally makes sense. Yeah. Well,
yeah, don't go into the light, Carol Ann. Don't go into the light.
Whatever you do.
Whatever you do. That's what they want you to do. You go into the light, you come back again and again and again. Go into space. Go into space.
See, that's the trick here, because you will never have to, because you are the light, you never have to worry about coming back into someone else's light. You don't have to worry. This is what it means to be immortal. I'm trying to show you how to be immortal. But I'm afraid of dying, Kate. Okay, well, don't listen to me then, because you'll only be immortal, you wanker.
Can't die.
You can't. You monkeys, you cannot. It took me a while to figure all this out, but boy, when it hit me, it's like, oh, fuck, I get it. And here's the thing about bodies and everything, it's all energy. So when you master your own energy, guess what? You're the master of your universe. You want to morph? It takes a bit of practice, you know. It's like someone said, well, would you jump out of a plane, whatever? And it says, well, no, someone already has. Why would I do that? It's already in the consciousness. I don't have to do that which others have done. I have to do for self, from my perspective. And it's fact. People have jumped out of airplanes with parachutes, and their parachute didn't open, their reserve chute didn't open, 10,000 feet, hit the ground, bounced, got up, and walked away from it.
Yeah.
And you're fucking telling me that it's impossible? What's happened? Why would I do that? Because it's already been done. I know I'm immortal because it's already been done. I look for the things that are impossible to know that I am completely inevitable. Start looking at things that way. Look at all of the crazy shit that's happened, and that's proving to you that consciousness, you are immortal. Or, you know, you can focus on, like, the newspapers and the death and the murder and the mayhem and the thefts and all. You know, you can be one of the lawyers and the scribes and Pharisees. Because until you stand in this truth, I will see you as just that. And those that have truth, that know this, I've said this before many times. If you cannot handle the truth, it is highly advisable that you fuck off. Do not sit at this table, because I'm going to hand you things that you are completely accountable for. And to the degree that you are not standing in the truth is going to be shown in your effect, because you are denying the truth. And that's where the ego says, oh, fuck. But Kate, what have I... Sorry. I told you. I gave that disclaimer out a long time ago. You come to this table looking for truth? Oh, well, you're going to find it, and you're going to own it, and it's going to be you, and if you don't stand in it, bitch slap. Do you want me to stop or slow down? That's what you've got to ask yourself, because you're the one doing the beating, not me. Right? Yeah. I'm going to beat myself with a baseball bat. What a great idea. Make sure it's a Louisville Slugger. Make sure that it's aluminium, so that you get that nice pink, pink, pink color as you rattle it off the side of your head. Yeah. It's going to hurt. Don't do that. Tell me, these shows or episodes, whatever we want to call this table, Emerald Table Talk, whatever, it doesn't matter. But they do get funnier, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh,
yeah, they're episodes on the road.
Episodes of the road.
The Emerald Table for the gods, you know, and they're God games, so you got to be, you know, dressed right. You got to get your ego put back and get out there.
Well, see, that's the inner state, as in the interstate 6, which is between the 3 and the 9. That is the creation. The physical effect creation is always in the middle. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Yeah. So you got to get the Trinity right to get the consciousness right, so that you can change the hex in the middle. And what you decide, what you choose, of kill, decide, or not kill, decide. I got to ask you guys, is it really a tough concept for when I say to people that every word means what you think it does and it's complete opposite? Is there any lack of clarity on that, or do I need to really explain that deeper?
It's really clear. I just have trouble because I'm just still not totally unwound, and I feel like I'm still not seeing the duality, the singularities, so I get polarized really easily.
Okay, that is a perfectly fair answer. That is reaching far and beyond ego. It's beautiful. Thank you, Janet. You're showing what ego isn't. Is there something I can do to share to enlighten that further for you, now that I know what I need to do. Do you want me to do the ant and the elephant again? No, whatever it takes, Janet. I will do whatever it takes.
Oh, I know that. And your writings, I just keep reading them and, being patient. And there's so much that's happening, and coming into starting to see the magic more and more.
Okay. Do you know what a singularity is? Let's play this, you and I, okay, for all, shall we?
Neutralized? Yeah.
Well, it is and it isn't. It's all things and nothing at the same time. That's what a singularity is, and it's not easy to see. It really isn't. That's why I've spent the time I have trying to get this across, and this is why let's you and I play the consciousness of the universe for a little bit, because we are. All right, so let's get to the singularity, because this is what needs to be known with people. See, I will not know what to do until I'm presented with it. This is all I seek from people. What do I need to do to explain these concepts further? So let's look at it. What is a singularity? A singularity is where everything and nothing exists at the same time. And the ego cannot figure that out. For the life of you, you will not figure it out with the ego. This is where the heart comes in. I'm going to do my best to illustrate this. Okay? You got to feel this. This is just, there are no words for this. Okay? So don't even try to explain it in words. What I will do is share concepts that skirt right around this all and nothing at the same time. Okay?
Okay.
So you will feel it. It's not don't think that you're going to think it. You won't. You'll just have, oh, I can't put that in words moment. That's what an aha lightning bolt is. When you just cannot put it in words. Why do you think I've had such a hard time and why I write so much? It's, oh my God, how the fuck I explain this, right? So I keep going until seriously. And I have to at night. Because I say to myself, what am I going to do tomorrow that's going to top today? Well, I'm going to, and then I tell myself, well, stupid, go to sleep and wake up. It'll be there. And it always is.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is how I talk to me. I do it all the time. No one can beat me up anywhere close to how I do it to me. I'm ruthless with me. You think I'm a bitch? You should see me with me. Okay, so let's get singularity. How can all things and nothing exist at the same time? Well, it's because they do. So let's try to show it in a different way. Up is the same as down. Okay? And I can show that in a picture. Now get a visual of the Earth. Got it?
Yeah.
Now get a visual of a really, really, really high mountain on one side, the highest mountain on the Earth. We'll call it Mount Everest, just because Everest. Very literal, it means something. Okay? Mount Everest is the highest mountain on the Earth, yes?
Yeah.
We can agree on that. So if you take a point directly opposite, you are as high up, you're at the highest point on Earth and the lowest on the surface at the same time. Now, you have to think of the Earth in a sphere, a circle, perfect circle. And then you put a little mountain on one side of it. So you will notice that when you are at the highest point on that, you are at the lowest point directly across from it in comparison to everything else around you. That's a singularity. It's like when you were at the bottom of the Marianas Trench in the Pacific, the deepest trench on the planet, you are at the lowest in regards to the Earth on the inside. How do I see this? This one's a hard one to explain. This is the mirror of what I just told you. At the deepest point, you were also at the highest point compared to the surface you came from. So take that same mountain on the other side, erase the mountain that you've drawn. Now you've got the perfect circle again. Now do the same mountain pointing inside the circle. And you are at the lowest point within I can't even put this in words. I know what I'm trying to say, and I can't say it. It's just, and I say that in a spelling sense, not able to. So let me try to work this. That's not a good example. You see, this is why I know it's so hard for people to get, because it's just, fuck, how do I explain this? You just see it. You just see it. Do you know those moments you have that you just can't put it into words? You've had those, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's a singularity. The ones you cannot put in words, that's when the singularity. Okay, it's decided. I have to do videos. I'm going to put together this week. I'm going to put together a video with a whiteboard, and it's just I'll do up a little storyboard so I can stay on track and try to control the downloads, which is always fun. And start explaining, or do what I normally do. Just set a timer up. I'm going to give myself 2 hours to talk, whiteboard, and I'll just go fucking crazy and just download.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to have to do.
Brilliant.
It's easier to show and tell, kindergarten, baby. That's why I share the writings and read them with people, so you have the sonic and the visual at the same time, which are both sonics and phonics, right? Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean by seeing with your ears and hearing with your eyes?
Hearing with your eyes. Uh-huh.
Okay, the hearing with your eyes, everything is sound, okay? Everything that you see is just very high frequency of sound. So it's telling you the same story from a visual storyboard versus a sound storyboard. And this is how we got kind of reversed in the game.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So look at it. It's like when you watch a movie and you start seeing the energies of magnetic electric, what you're doing then is you're hearing it with your eyes. Then you don't get caught up in all the little Illuminati symbols. Those were all just clues, okay, that you tie together. I'll tell you, the things that I look for are the constant repetitions of the number 13. It's kind of funny, young lady, Alex, that I was talking to today, I was talking about this very thing, and lo and behold, I looked down, and on her arm, she has the number 13 tattooed. And I looked at her and says, look, Alex, you've been telling yourself all along. You see, when you did that, you probably thought it was just cool. Now you know why you did it. How cool is that?
That's even cooler.
And I got to say, Alex, she works at the place that Vicky and I grab coffees, and Mary, and of course, obviously lots of others. But I love chatting with her because it resonates so quickly, so deeply with her. It's like, I got to tell you, it's like watching fireworks when I'm talking and her eyes are just exploding with, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That's the shit I love.
That's fun, yeah. Yeah.
I'm creating my own fireworks show in somebody else's eyes. It's really fun.
Yeah, like when I read your Field of Broken Dreams today on your Facebook, that created a lot of fireworks with me. I was like, oh my God. Well,
you start seeing deeper into the allegories, right? And you leave behind the literals, the litter of all. And
magic starts showing
it really does. And like I have grown so weary, so weary of any form of emotional ego sparring. It literally sickens me. And like I said last night, same rules apply every night now. If that ever rears its head, end episode. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go.
And then guess what? Whoever does it is going to have to answer to everybody, not me. Not me. Not me. I'm good. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
You know? So that one's yours to wear. Have fun with that.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You see, I'm not going to pass. I can't. I just can't. I cannot pass judgment. I can only share an observation from a contrast viewpoint. Oh, there's the up, there's the down that I can see in that degree, in that little fractal. Have a look at that and see. It's like look at where we were, say, 10 years ago, in terms of consciousness. A bunch of sleepy, whiny, fucking crybabies.
Yeah.
At least I was, anyway. I'll speak for me. I'm not going to.
Yeah, me too.
Anybody, okay?
Oh, totally.
And again, I have no issues with me. I really don't, because it's like, if there's something holding me back, I'm going to get rid of it. And I don't care. Like I said, go back and listen to some of the shows, man. Try and top my ego. Go ahead. When Fluffy was out of control and I didn't have her where I needed her, and it was, drama. But it was still in the search for truth, and that's why it eventually reared its head where I could sever it. Actually, it didn't rear its head. It showed its heart. I stopped cutting off the heads of the Hydra because they keep growing back straight for the heart of the beast and killed it. And guess who the beast was? Me. Well, what I thought was me. It's called the ego, the no-go. So
like enemies. They're all in.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that. Enemies, allies, that was a real eye-opener for me. It's like, oh, yeah, that's perfect. I know, that's the whole thing. It's all inside, so.
And NME
no answers outside.
Yeah, my magnetic electrics. Enemies.
Yeah.
What are you creating? Now, E-nemesis means no vengeance. That's what the word enemy means. So adds a whole new texture to love thine enemies, doesn't it?
It's perfect, yeah. It's so beautiful and perfect.
Here's another one. E-ni-mees, right? E meaning consciousness. Ni, Christ consciousness of the Capricorn. Get on your knees, right? To the truth. Yep. That's what you're not bowing to anybody. You're bowing to your own truth. Right? And then, of course, magnetic electrics. E-ni-mees. Eeny, meeny, miny, fucking mo?
Yeah.
Now you know what it means.
No. Yeah.
That's just a coincidence. Eeny. Now listen to it again. Eeny. I just told you what eeny. Consciousness. Whoa, we got some background noise there, guys. Yeah, so I got all the mics open here, so just be mindful. So here's another magical coincidence. And by the way, you got just under 4 minutes if anyone else wants to call in. E-ni, which is consciousness, E reversed, and that's 3 as well. Capital E is a 3, so that's the Trinity of creation. So the E is the 3 and the 9 at the same time. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have the E-ni. That's Capricorn, rules the knees. E-ni, mean. E, say what you mean what you say. Average consciousness. That's the magnetic electric. And the 6, there's the 3, 6, and 9 in the EA. And you've heard me talk about EA and my daughter, and the universe giving me that clue, and makes it mine. E-ni, me, knee, magnetic electric to the knees. My knee, which again is me again, right? Mo, modus operandi. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch your minotaur by the fucking throat and kill it. I think that's how the rhyme went, something like that.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
It does now. That's perfect.
Now do you all see the importance?
Catch a pickle by his toe.
Catch it? Which, how, what, when,
Barbara.
where? Barbara, baby.
Catch his pickle by. Yes, you catch his pickle, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a pickle by his toe. If he holler, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Well, here, and remember, look at the word tiger. Make. Okay, guys, check this out. Take the word tiger, make the G silent. What have you got?
Tyre. Oh, Tyre, yeah.
Fucking Phoenicia.
The capital of Phoenicia. All right.
Catch a Phoenician by the duality, by the 2.
Oh.
Please tell me you can. Please tell me that you can work all of this so magically to make all of this up so it all connects. Well, you did. You're just becoming aware of it now. That's the difference between knowing self and believing self. I know all things. That's what an Aquarian does. I know it all. I really do. I'm just unaware of it yet. Ego says, "Oh, fucking know it all." Yeah, I'm go. You're still a fish head, roly-poly fish heads. You know the song. Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads. Poly. Polytech, right? The many ticks, politics. Yeah. The Hydra, the many roly-poly fish heads. Why do you think the Pope has the Piscean fish hats? Come on. So seriously, do yourselves a favor. Find something to read and just cross out all the G's, the gross domestic product, the G, the D, the P. Because the P is actually the mirror of Rho. If you want, put an R in there instead. The real sound.
Okay, yeah.
Okay? Now, if you want to reverse the hex of Rome, then you put the P there. Poem. Ah, look at that. I've told people for years
right.
Creator's a poet.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it means to be prose. Prose. For himself, herself, itself. That's why he knew Creator was a poet, and it also says it in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth.
Right.
Because any of the words from Amenti that were spoken by the quote all were all in poetry.
In poets, yeah. Yep, that's the one book I kept. Yeah.
Right, Po, spirit seed, E, consciousness tree. Yeah, you can make this up. Or you can finally here's your magic decoder ring. I bought the last box of fucking shreddies with it in it. And I mean shreddies because it shreds it all.
Mm-hmm.
Now think of all these lawyers and judges and all those that are still fighting with them. They're just as bad as they are, as far as I'm concerned. Get out of it. Right?
Walk away.
They can't walk away from this. Now you know that what I read earlier has got a bit of potency to it. Potency. That's the spirit seed of all creation. The X10 key. Spirit, psi, mind. Cyborg. Conspiracy. With the fire of spirit. Conspiracy. Of course I'm a fucking conspiracy guy. Girl. Thing. It's what I do. And I get to tap dance on both sides of the dance floor. I can dance.
So awesome.
I can dance with the boys and the girls and put a smile on either of their faces. Why? Because I'm a tap.
That's right. That makes you a worldly person.
Totally, eh?
Worldly,
yeah. Nice, Barbara.
Hey, do you want to hear something even funnier? Now that you just said Barbara, triggered another one I had today, right? This is Broken. It hit me during Broken Dreams, Field of Broken Dreams. Well, Ken means to know. That's Scottish. Then I ken that, right? You hear that all the time. If James should show up, he'd confirm that, or Nala, one of these guys would. Anyway, Ken means to know. Now, what is Barb? Barbie. Now, this is one of your clues for your dispelling, Barbara, which is why those with that particular name are walking on extreme opposite sides of the rail. That's why you're potent, baby, because you're walking in the mirror truth. And all of these Barbs are fucking toast around you because of it. Thank you for doing your job. All right, so now you know what Ken and Barbie is all about. Now, what... Tell you what.
Ken.
Well, Ken means...
What is Ken about?
That's Ken means to know. That's what I was just trying to explain here.
To know. Okay.
Yes. Hang on. Let me finish the whole thing. I'll give you the whole picture, then you can tell me. Look at your keyboard on your computer. Look at the number 7. What's the symbol at the number 7?
Oh, I'm on the telephone.
Oh no. Well, we got. You guys are both on the telephone.
Yeah.
Well, it's the and symbol. It looks like a treble clef.
Yeah.
Like
and
an A with a circle around it.
No, that's number 2. That means at, and that's a spiral out. Duality spiraling out. Okay. Number 7 is say ve en, which is creation of truth mind. That's why God is 7. And of course the and, which looks like a treble clef. So Ken and 7. Barbie.
And 7.
No God. Or no God, Barbie. See what I'm saying? That's your mirror of your name. Now, you have barrow, barrel. Look at all the different things you get out of it. What you're doing, your name isn't Barbara, it is Bear-Ra. You're showing God its light. And the name of God shall be unknowable except to you.
right.
Isn't that cool? I told you you're God.
I love it.
And I can prove it.
That's why I'm going to play that role in your movie, too.
Oh, honey, you're already superstar. You should see the infinite Oscars I have waiting for all of you. And hopefully I've earned one in yours. So there you go. See? We win. Oscaro. We got Oz back, babies. Isn't that cool? I love it. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it really is.
I think it is anyway. That's just
yeah.
Oh, we lost Barb. Damn, we were in the recording, so she won't be able to call back in. So, Janet, what do you think? Seeing as you're the co-host along with Randy tonight, we have 21 callers. Looks like God has called in. So let's hear from another point of God, shall we? Let's see Let's see who will come in.
All right.
God, table for one. God, table for one. Your table is there. You are. Your table is ready. See, I told you. God shows up every time. Are you having fun yet?
Yep.
Oh, look, God is showing up in droves.
Nice. Sunshiny God. Nice.
Well, I know we got Vince in here. Who's on 603 again?
Me.
Magnetic Electric. That's what I thought. God
Here we go.
Told you God was there. It's all about you. It's all about intent. Are you starting to believe me that you're God yet? Are you catching on to this yet?
Absolutely.
It's fucking awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know. Yeah,
wow.
We're immortal. Ha ha ha. Come on, bring it on.
Hey, it's Colin calling.
Hey, Colin.
Oh,
nice.
Colin. Hi.
Yeah, we have a
Hey,
call in
guys.
from Colin. Nice that you called in, Colin. How are you?
Oh, just creator spirit within.
Well, do you know your name is beautiful? Lee-N. That's what the Linden is, by the way. That is the lie mine done. Now, Colin, Colleen. It's all the same sound. Look, you've got the male and female in your name as well. And look for these things so you can measure your magnetic electric. Get your bitch and your boy together on this. And once you find your 0 point, welcome home. I told you, it's all about me. Magnetic electric. Feminine, masculine. And what we have in this game here right now is a really overzealous penis. That's why they have all the obelisks and they like to live in phalluses. Oh, that's right. Make the H silent. Make the God silent to put you in a palace.
Hey, Kate.
Yeah.
You know the other thing too? You said the G. See, this is just like awesome. And I'm listening to some of the other videos, and you said the G's the hex, right?
Yeah, it's the six.
Right, and yeah, like in the lower like realm, right? They call it gamut. Remember, we said they're going to run the gamut.
Yep.
Does that fit?
Well, again, game T, the gamete interfallopian transfer is the gift. So let's take that G out. That's what the hex was. Now you take the G and flip it over in the mirror. What you have is theta, the Greek letter theta, which is the all horizontal lateral timeline.
Right.
So you need to put the reverse hex on it by putting the G over itself, and it becomes T, and it becomes love. It becomes the Ka-meet, which is the Ka spirit of the magnetic electric in the love of consciousness. That's what the Ka-meet interfallopian transfer is all about. Now, and of course, game T, it's the game of love or crucifixion. It's not a coincidence. Look at all the words you can play with.
Well, it was funny, because this is like probably 3 years ago. I was with my cousin, and he's a musician, but I was telling him, different things and seeing the signs, and it gets spooky after, it's spooky though.
That's
like,
my dive
real.
nickname, by the way.
Huh?
That's my diver nickname, Spooky. I always seem to be exactly where I need to be when I need to be there. Here, let me tell you something else about why the G needs to be silent. Even the Gnostics told you that.
Yeah.
But hang on, but you always knew that, didn't you?
Absolutely. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you are a Gnostic, then it means that you are immortal and you're Teflon, which means no stick.
Mm.
What about Django or Django?
Well, again, the J sound, the J is a very gentle, but the G is the newest, the most recent addition to the alphabet. So what I've done is I have taken 4 of the letters out to come back to the master number of 22, the Tarot, the gratitude spirit breath into creation of love.
Yeah.
What do you think?
22
Tarot? Yeah, 22 is the master number. Pi, 22 divided by God, 7, is pi, 3.142857 to infinity.
222.
222. And by the way, that's
22.
Yeah.
When they say bye, they say 22.
Well, tutu, right? Toto. Toto Jean-Marie is in full character. So it's now Toto Honor-E. Honor-E. Honor consciousness.
Yeah.
Now that takes gonorrhea to a whole new level, doesn't it? It's now honor-rea. Honor Earth, you dopes. You can't make this shit up. You see the power of what I'm sharing right now? Thank you for opening the gift box. How do you like the present?
Oh.
You're the holy host.
Oh, yeah, the holy host of all.
I'm just a mousy tranny.
That's right.
Well, of course, it's all about self. It's all about the Irish tranny self. Get it? Like, I gotta tell you, I started to laugh on the way back here. I looked at the sign Erin, E-R-I-N, and I looked at it, Norn, N-I-R. Oh, fuck me.
I-R.
It was there in the face all along, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why the 4-leaf.
You know what's really screwed?
What's another name for 4-leaf clover?
Oh.
Let's play.
4-leaf clover.
Yeah. It's an Irish thing.
Oh, gee. 4. Oh. I know
Shamrock? Shamrock?
Oh. Yeah,
the Irish shamrock, which is 4-leaf clover. Let's have a look at it phonetically. Shame, roka, and that's what we're doing. We're playing the shame game. It's fucking hilarious.
The blame game.
Yeah, the blame. Right?
Yeah.
It was you. We're in a room full of mirrors. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
It was you. No, it was you.
Exactly. You know what's really? Do you know what's really funny? What's really, really funny is a simple fact that I know. I know we're well over 1 million tuned in, but anyway, of those tuned in, I know that I am constantly being monitored. Monitored?
Oh, absolutely.
Constantly, and I have been begging for this for so long, and I see. This is why people, privacy. Fucking shut up. You're in consciousness. What part of that? We're all just masturbating with ourselves. Come on.
Right.
Jesus, Lord,
And you know what? I was thinking that yesterday, and I know that the shills will be absolutely. I know that's happening. They got the.
Well, do you know what a shill is?
Like
a shill is a shy intent. It's a shy L, okay, and that's because they're dealing with the shame rock.
Yeah.
That's the rock that's tied around their neck. That's dropping them to the bottom of the C, middle C notes. They're going to the low C.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of the middle C, which is the proper key, not the low key or the high key. You need to be in the me del, the magnetic electric del, which a del is a nice little safe concave. Farmer in the Dell?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody? Faro Mir in the no, yeah, that's just a coincidence.
Oh yeah.
Start picking apart the nursery rhymes. It'll blow your mind. Think of something you love to do. What is something you just love to do and you could do it all day? Just any one of you. Just pick one thing that you love to do. Is there? Better yet, what kind of movie genre do you like?
I don't know.
What kind of movies could you really get into?
Most of the stuff. Well, a lot of stuff. Like, when I catch your stuff, it's like a lot of times, absolutely, it's like goes right over the head, boom. But it's still got the energy there, so it's a boomerang.
Okay.
It's doing a boomerang, and then all of a sudden it comes back, and then I get whacked, and boom.
Okay, well let's go with this because I can show you the singularity. I mean, Janet, this is how I can show you the singularity. Janet, what is your favorite genre of movies? If you could watch a brand new movie in this genre every day, what would it be? Comedy, drama, adventure, action, science fiction, thriller.
Probably comedy.
Comedy? Okay.
Yeah.
So I love comedies too. That's the com-e-die, which
keep it light.
It's with consciousness light, com-e-die. Yeah. Okay. So, well, again, keep it light. Got to get lighthearted. All right. Now imagine this. Now you watch. I'm going to show you the singularity of the trap. Okay. Or the trap of the singularity if you're caught in duality. Now, if you get really into comedy and you're just listening to it literally and you're laughing your head off, are you absorbed in that movie? Yes or no?
Yes.
What you have to do to see the singularity is break away from that and become totally emote-ion-less.
Or be the observer.
Okay. Now, watching a movie, a genre of your choice, you can be one of either Spock or Kirk. Kirk is the Kiro key, or the all-emotional character. Spock is the all-unemotional character.
Logical, yeah.
Right. Now, both are equally powerful, but neither one can stand alone to see the truth. You've got to bring them both together. And you do this in ebb and flow fashion. Like I'll watch a movie from the good guy, bad guy perspective, switching their roles constantly as the energy shifts to work towards my intention. And it does. It works beautifully. So now the trap of watching a comedy with you is that you would be watching it as Captain Kirk and all emotional, this is great, oh my God.
Exactly.
Then you're going to watch it again from the Spock perspective. I get the joke, I'm good. What is it really trying to say? Now you're seeing all of the layers in the set, the stage, the energies, the emotions. Then what you do is you put Kirk and Spock together, throw a pretty dress on them if you want.
Right.
And then watch it again. Then you'll see the singularity.
Okay.
You know what was funny? Is Q. How about Q? Remember Q. Q kept on.
I love Q in Star Trek Next Generation.
Yeah. He wanted to be one of them.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the game of God wanting to be not God. And that's what we're playing.
Yeah.
We're playing Jean-Luc Picard and Q as one.
Mm-hmm. And you know what I recognize, Kate? Because we are definitely the gods here, coming in and showing people how to. I think the game has gotten a little out of control there.
Oh, penises everywhere, man! Holy shit!
And this is what I know, because the energy that you're getting and that we're learning, we're reestablishing and getting into the flow is that it dawned on me, like the essence of it is like these ones that are like in the positions or whatever. I don't really care, Status is like it's like a blow in the wind, That's and I got a saying too. I said is Kate took a wick and stuck it into the status quo, lit it, and watched it all blow.
Pretty much.
Cool.
I got one for you. Do you refuse to have a lawyer? Yeah, because I just lit one. It's going to go off any second. Wait for it. Yeah, I'll refuse your system.
Yeah. A lawyer. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And now this is the thing, is I think that they had perfected, right, through the gods, right, with the working of this magic, right, and was able to reroute themselves, right. This is it, because of the blood things, everything, and they know the energy. They've been able to reroute themselves to come back in through into the same fold, right.
Mm-hmm.
But that gig's up, and that's why they're listening in on you. They're nervous, because see now they're not going to be able to live into that same stream of being able to work themselves back into what it is that they've had. So now what it is they're going to be like, all right, well, why don't we make things, a little. They're going to recorrect it, because the thing is the guy that's sitting on the throne in this life, right? And the next life will be cleaning it.
Exactly. That's what it means when the first come last and the last come first. That's what a singularity is. And this is the joy of this game as individual points of all consciousness, in that you get to experience the not God from either the malevolent or benevolent. Everything is benevolent. This is the thing. God is love, the law of truth. So there is no negative here at all. There's just the illusion. And what happens with our points of consciousness as we, come in and grow, and this is, like I've said this for years, this is kindergarten for angels. See, the trick here now, though, and this is like what I read earlier, it's not about condemning, it's about, here, this is what you got. And I've been trying to tell you this. I have been monitored for so long. Have you not heard this? I have shared everything for those of the sleepiest, most malevolent of us to awaken. In unconditional, I have no enemies. I have no vengeance. I don't have to. Because in natural order, that takes care of itself. Evil, by definition, will destroy itself. And what it does is it creates its own nemesis. And I'm one of the forms of that nemesis. It created me. Out of all of that negative came the positive.
Absolutely.
It's all energy, ebb and flow. And egos will always, always see a polarized position here. I'm a referee. I'm just kind of going, geez, I wonder when the kids are going to stop beating each other up. I'm done. I'm good. Thanks. Appreciate it. Moving on. It's an easy answer.
You're gonna, and what I know is you're gonna there's more stuff that you're going to be.
Oh
receiving, and I think you know it, and I think the people listening know it, and I mean, this is like, I don't even think you're at the halfway point of what it is you can do, and through us, it's all a it's a giving and receiving, and working in that flow, and it's just it's comical. It's comical.
It's the calm I call. You're right. I'm looking for peace here, baby. How many times I just want to live and be at peace. How many times have you talked to people? I know many people, especially in the, quote, truth movement, unquote, that's all we were seeking. And in that seeking, the ugly mirror turned up where some points of those seeking peace are continuing their own war by thinking they need vengeance. I don't, because nature takes care of its own backyard. I accept consciousness as what it is. We would not set up a game that wasn't perfect. We're God, for crying out loud.
Mm-hmm.
That just
and like
sounds
you said,
insane.
We're going to be sitting. We'll be seeing it in the literal too, and picking up on the different things, like you pick up on, like when you read in the paper the Crown bar shut down.
Yeah. Foreshadowing of the movie. And that's the intent I put into things, and I already see endings of movies all the time. Mm-hmm. And shit happens like that quick. It's fun. And when you start doing this yourself, there is one catch though. You got to stand in truth. That's the catch-22. You've got to catch that master number. That's the singularity. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. And all creation, when you just grab hold of it, you take it all together. Then you're the damned if you do and damned if you don't. Right? And what is don't? That means to wear love. Dawn T. It's like you said earlier there about it just dawned on me. Yeah, because you put it on. To don something is to wear it. So you have chosen to wear the truth. And anyone that has the name Donald or Dawn, D-A-W-N, D-O-N, doesn't matter. That's what it's trying to tell you. That's what you're trying to tell yourself. And I can see the names. It's freaking awesome. You know, I got to tell you, the hardest thing that I ever had to go through was having the one that I, as I called her, the chosen, right? Those that choose the two-spirit are the chosen ones, not me. So, on that light, or in that light, I know that, well, in order for me to find unconditional love, that mirror of me has to hate me so intensely in order for me to find that. And it's really funny because the more that energy of, quote, hate, and it's such a negative sounding thing, but it's not. It's beautiful. It's the same as love. They're just mirror opposites of the same thing. It's a singularity. And that's why I challenge those. Well, I dare you to hate me enough to figure this out, or love me enough. Either way, it's a win-win for both. It's all good. That's what's unconditional.
Yeah.
You know, can you look at the one you love the most and then try to convince them to hate you, to separate the physical far enough apart to get the immortal back? And I got to tell you, once you get there, magic happens. Mm-hmm. And I will wait. I will wait for the magic to unfold because the script is already written. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, is what I'm seeing is these, like you said, we're time travelers. We're like the it's hard to it's sort of hard to explain, but it's like what I'm recognizing is like 3 days from now, this story will be like enacted as if it was done 800 years ago or something, and then it's like we're creating the past, which seems like the past, and I think the ones that it's probably us or the game that's going on. It's as if it's kind of like something doesn't exist right now, then tomorrow it'll exist, and we think that it's always been there.
Yeah, that's the twinkling of an eye.
That's what I was thinking when you were.
Yeah. Well, you've got it. You're right on it. And this is one of the reasons why when people are worried about this situation and that, I don't care what it is in the literal sense, you're caught in the web of the illusion. And only, and I got to tell you, the reactions I get to this are just fucking mind-numbing. I'll say to somebody, "Can you let go of it all?" And then next thing you know is this whole big picture of ego shit gets spread across the universe. Well, what about my kids? What about my house? What about my daughter? Holy fuck, why can't you do that with your creative side, you monkey? You're trying to get an ego to look at the small picture, and it's a simple question. I didn't say let go of it all. I just asked you, can you get the visual? Can you let go of it all? And that's the gift, right? And everyone wants to go, well, it means that it's this and this. No, you haven't opened it yet. Stupid, open the gift. Have a look at it. And the trick is it's all in your heart and mind. The contracts that people think in their literal sense are the ones that are within their heart and mind. You break the contract at home, baby. That's what you do.
Hey, what the hell was it? Yeah. Go ahead.
Do you know the correct answer to can you let go of it all? The spirit says, fucking right, I can't. The ego says, well, I've got this, and I've got this, and I've got this, and now you see the difference.
Right.
The spirit is always willing. The spirit knows it's infinite. Yeah, I'll let go of it all. I'll just create another universe. This is fucking awesome. Oh, god damn it, that ego's in the way again. Yeah, and look at the storyboard the ego can paint. As soon as I asked that question, you wouldn't believe. Well, yeah, you would. How many times I say, "Can you let go of it all?" And the fucking panic. Oh my God! You think Hiroshima was in their backyard. You know, it's like somebody who loses their job and the whole world ends because they're going to die that instant or the next morning because they're, oh, wait a minute, I'm still here. Fuck. Crazy. It's hilarious. It really is hilarious. Hilarion, the sun. Yeah, it is. Is it a coincidence I gave one of my daughters the name Hillary? And, of course, Emily, which is the electromagnetic ICOM, M-I-L-I, and Hillary, or Hilarion, the sun. They're aptly named, and they're the Sphinx, Leo and Virgo. Of course, one born in 96, one born in... You see, the yin-yang is not the 6 and the 9, because that's going to keep you in Hotel California. What you got to do is get outside the box and be the 96. The consciousness over the hex instead of the hex within consciousness. Now you can morph. Now you can play the game. You're not stuck at the wharf anymore. You know, like in Star Trek, the half man, half Klingon, right? What are the other characters? Let's play the character game. I love doing this because I'm watching Band of Brothers, Bob. Okay, Band of Brothers. There's 13 of these guys in the opening. What do you call it? Like the header for the show, right? No, there's not 11. There's not 14 or 12. There's 13. Oh, just a coincidence. And I'm listening to this thing as Spock and Kirk together, and I am howling at the names. One of the Malarkey. Yeah, what's Malarkey? Well, it's a joke. You know, and Hubler takes himself out with a Luger. And you can see the intentions that are built there. I could die for a Luger. Yeah, you did, and you will, and you did. You know, and of course, Hubler. The true story. This is history from Easy Company, World War II. Okay, it's based on real people, real lives, and Hubler sounds almost like the Keebler cookie guy, doesn't it? Anyway, Hubler. Blur doesn't know who he is. He's in a blur. Picks up his rifle to shoot a German officer, galloping away, and he corks him in the head. And the horse that this guy's riding is a white horse. He shot the Christ right off the fucking horse. Right? And what does he get for it? Oh, look, he's got a Luger. He's got himself a 9mm Parabellum. Yeah, Parabellum. Yeah, that's a pair of wars, if you ask me. Okay, and what's he end up doing with the Luger? He has it down his pants, ends up going off and shoots the main artery of one of his legs, and he bleeds to death. He bleeds out. He shot the leg out from under himself. That's the X. That's what the Y chromosome is. You got to put the other leg back in there. X, 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 Y. What we're doing is creating the 4X club again. We're putting the legs back on creation to walk out of here.
Yeah.
New game. Hotel California, indeed. No thanks, I'm good. Porter, are you kidding me? Porter, Lefter, come here. Grab my bags. Never mind, I don't have any. Everything's where I need it to be anyway, so. Now you don't need the porter. Are you guys
I like
the
the idea of ownership too, right? What I tell the people is like, yeah, they own this, they own that, and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Get back to me 150 years from now.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the joke.
What do you want?
150 years from now, we'll be sitting around in whatever universe, galaxy we've created and laughing, and then we'll be talking about, geez, I wonder how they're doing with that time loop thing. Wonder how many lifetimes they got to go.
We're going to go back again?
Yeah,
you go this time.
You see, the things that I wrote tonight, I'm doing...
I'll join you in another 20. I'll join you in another 300 years. I'll be right there. While we're flying around and whatever other,
All points of consciousness awaken. That goes without saying. You don't need to create that because it's already created. So this is why I look at this completely neutrally. So that's fine. You want to? Yeah, I'm good. That's not what I would do. And I'm going to tell you what I would do and what I wouldn't do. And you can decide from there that what you're doing, and every crime that these guys commit from this point forward is going to add one more lifetime to that 1,000.
Yeah.
That's the allegory of death by 1,000 cuts. It means die to come to light of 1,000 cuts. QTs. Oh, let me see. Q, there's that, everybody take their Qs. Mind your P's and Q's, okay? Take your Q's.
Yeah, right on Q.
And there's your cross, your T, that you're going to get crucified on again. And that's all it is to it.
Yeah. And you know what I'm going to do? I got to...
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
I wrote these because I was starting to write like rap stuff. And this I was trying to do with my cousin, get him along, but he just I totally went right over his head, and frustrated him. So he's back to his game and what he does. But I'm gonna sing one. I probably try to record it, but this is for you or the immortals that are here. Yeah.
Have at her.
And I'll get it together because I did this like probably a year and a half ago, and it's why I did it. Was for this time. For this time. And it's because the Q thing too. There's like several of them that I pieced together, and I was scrabbled, right? But I would put things together. I'd get into that moment, that 0 point, and then it would just flow. And and like probably like you or any of us, right? We kick back and say, "Whoa, where the fuck that come from?" Right?
Nice.
and
it's like you want to keep that, yeah. And it fits perfect. Like I'm listening to the different things, and I'm like, yeah, well, what the fuck? That was in my my lyrics, yeah. So we were making connections then, right? Building up to this point, and we're just gonna have fun with it, roll with it, and so that's my goal too, right? In this dense area is, and I'm practicing it, and I think maybe what it is like you say, the sound, because it's the sound in our ears, and I saw a thing about that. It's electricity. That like the ears, you get the little ears and they vibrate, and so it's working with that vibration, and that's I truly want to lift off, take off with this body, fly literally, right? Why not? Nothing.
Yeah, and I don't want to interrupt too much here. I just got a little over 20 minutes here, but remember this,
right,
guys. There are light receptors in the nose, in your
nose.
Oh yeah. Right?
I know that.
In your nose, there are light receptors. Yeah, makes the G silent, right? Well, you see, they have KNOWS. KNOWS says nose. GNOS says nose. So take the G out and put the spirit back in it. The ka. Cause. Be the crow.
Oh.
Anyway, share your little rap thing there. I'd love to hear it, and I just want to make sure you had enough time to do it. That's why I jumped in.
Well, I won't do it. I'm gonna put it together. Probably what's today?
Oh, okay.
Monday, sometime this week. I'll get it together, and because I haven't done it in a while, it's like, but I got it all written down. I got papers in my room. My whole wall's plastered with paper.
With love, baby.
And I got sayings that you've said, like, once you find the truth, you either walk in it or defy it. You said that, so.
Well, yeah. See, this is what it means to walk on water. If you're not standing in truth, you're gonna drown, and that's what it means to sink or swim. Sink as in SINK, you're going under, or sink, SYNK, which is the psi, spirit, and mind in the note of C, unconditional love.
Yeah.
And it works for the other sync too, by the way, psi and ka. Spirit, mind, in the spirit. So there is no negative here. There's only or positive. There's only the illusion of it. And it's all energetic, magnetic, which is completely neutral. Genie will grant every wish Master asks for. Just ask Mr. Cody, and he'll show you how important it is to say what you mean and mean what you say. You take his apple and you throw it against the windshield, you're going to end up washing the whole car, never mind just the windshield.
Yeah.
So, that's how it turned out. Nice shiny. I think he even got a way key job. Oh, you say wax? I say way key. That's why you have ear wax. That's the name of the key. It goes on and on and on. I can keep one fractal going infinitely.
Earwax, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking
That's
great.
why I had to build up a wax when I was a kid.
Yeah. Now you know why Waco was such a lot of fun, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, we expose it all, baby. Expose. Life pose. Life pose. Whatever you decide to act, well, you're going to get exposed. That's life of spirit seed into creation. Itself, himself, herself, itself. On and on and on, baby. There's only one word that created everything, so I just know how to trace the word. You just keep going. You keep tying all the sounds together, and it creates beautiful things. And I'd rather that's my choice. I mean, if you don't, that's great too. You'll have lots of really cool company. Lots of groundhoggers, baby. And by the way, the dive group that I dove with for years, groundhog divers.
That's great.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, cause you me L, Cozumel. That's where the Papa Hogs is. Oh yeah, I've done most of my diving in the Great Lakes here, and in the Caribbean. I much prefer the warm water. I like sea turtles. I like more
that was
eels.
beautiful.
Oh, it's crazy awesome. You know, people say, "What about sharks?" And I said, I've had a shark within touching distance come up over a reef under me, and it's like, "Oh my God, that's awesome!"
Yeah.
I've had the opportunity to actually grab a sea turtle shell and go for a little woohoo. You know.
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder why I was a pilot too. Let me see. Oh, pitch, yaw, and roll. Well, you got to get your roll in order. First, your spirit of intent, and of course, silence the intent, the L. So it's now roll. One of my friends in school was Roel Mahatu. It goes on and on. But anyway, pitch is the pi, T, key, right? So let's make the P silent, or turn it into what it should be, the reverse, the ro, the spirit breath. So it's ro, ri, ti, ki, and of course yaw. Why do you think you yawn? What yaw is the back and forth. Like a car is two-dimensional, right? It has forwards, backwards, side to side. It's two-dimensional. A plane, an air, H-E-I-R, ship, mind of the air, to inherit all things. An airship or an airplane is fourth dimensional in that it has pitch, yaw, and roll. Pitch, okay, the roll is where the wings are tipped side to side. Pitch is where the tail goes up and the nose goes down, or the nose goes up and tail goes down. And yaw is where the left wing swings back a little and the right wing swings forward. And that's yaw. It goes back and forth. So that's your energies. That's your masculine and feminine, right? And if you're out of yaw, I will tell you, you're definitely going to yawn, and it'll be that oh my God moment where you go into a spiral dive or a spin.
So I don't need that to fly, right?
No, you don't need that. But you got to get your spirit in order. Isn't that funny? Yeah.
Hey, I know what my car doesn't have.
What's that?
It doesn't have a license plate.
Oh, good for you! Right? See,
I don't know why.
The ones on my car aren't mine, okay? And they're expired, which for me is very simply this: one, I want them to know where I am, because that's what a plate reader's for. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. Here I am.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you go. Right around me and fucking off like a crazy man. Smart boy. Yeah. You should see the faces of the judges that didn't want to confront me. So a good idea there, puppy dog. Away you go. Go fetch another treat for your master somewhere else. You ain't getting any here. I got my McDonald's fries and I'm eating them. Oh, we got Alvita coming in here too. Okay. So and of course the plates are expired. They're dead. And which is further proof to anyone that, oh, no, I'm not a taxpayer. So that's how I change the intent of things. I don't care what I do. I don't follow any rules. Well, I follow all of nature's rules.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alvina, how are you, baby?
I'm great, just like you. Great as always. I just did it all evening. I'm like, well, my car was stolen when I moved to Hawaii for a little while, so, and my license expired when I was in Hawaii. Of course, I wasn't gonna get it renewed, so I don't have a license or a car, but I drive wherever the hell I want to go.
Hey, see, that's what God does. Baby mine slaves need to go and get all the little bits and pieces of paper.
Yeah.
And if you have those, and you're not making a move, ooh, I guess that makes you a lawyer, a scribe, and a Pharisee, doesn't it? So don't be calling that's the pot calling the pan burned ass, okay? Yeah, I'm going to turn the heat up on both of you. Promise.
Burn them up.
I'll bring your water to a boil. Your truth will boil you. Hard-boiled or soft-boiled? What do you like?
Yeah.
And you know what I'm going to get for a novelty, right? This is it's going to say I'm debating because I'm going to do a front and a back, but I'm going to get one definitely says I'm God, right? So
there you go.
When the inevitable happens, they ask me for an ID. I'm going to, so you want to know who I am?
Back
right?
off and get your own God witch.
Yeah. Did you see the back license plate?
Yeah.
When he asked me, you have an ID. Did you see the back? Go look at the back license plate. What does it say? Right. You're God.
Do you know what I think would be a really, really cool plate? Is just put something there with nothing on it. Because God has no name.
RU469.
Yeah, the one I drive is 313FY. So that's like 13.
Oh, yeah, you got 31.
Well, I got to have some of these groundhogs, though, you know. And that's another thing, groundhog.
Yeah,
right?
groundhog.
What's a hog?
Hog? Well, it's a motorbike. It's a pig. It's better yet, make the G silent. Now you have it right. Now you're a ho. Then that is the ho ho. That's your bridged consciousness. It's wide open in creation. That's what happens when Santa Claus comes down your chimney.
Well, wait, I got the best one yet.
Okay.
And that would be RU469.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Actually, I would go RU496.
There you
Well,
go.
either way, yeah.
It works both ways.
That would get approved by the DMV probably.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't even bother with that. I'd just make up my own. You see me, I just can't be bothered because I don't care. I don't care what's on my car. I don't give a fuck. It's mine.
Kate, I gotta tell you something. So I'm doing my Sunday purge of Ben and rumor mill and all the research for the week of of everything, right? And so I never ever I shouldn't say never ever, but I haven't read a channeler in like 3 years because I just don't believe in what they're all about. But the funny thing is, you have in Lakesh with a guy named Cosmic Awareness, and I found him in Rumor Mill today, and he is in Lakesh with you. You guys are the same. Everything that he's saying, it's. I'm reading his 15-page, but you can hear the audio of it. I'm just reading it as I'm listening to you, and it's everything that we've been talking about already today on this show. So great? It's deja vu all over again, and I've never heard of this guy, but his name is Cosmic Awareness, and everything that we've been talking about is what he's writing about, and there's a 15-page PDF file that you could look up and read, and you're gonna just laugh your ass off.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Interesting you said 15 because that's a number that resonates with me, June 15, right? And what Janet said about 3135, you see, anytime I did anything in full awareness was January 13th and 31st. Always the 31 and the 13 in Aquarius. That number comes up for me all the time, 313.
Yeah, me too.
And 115 or 51.
Yeah, so anyone that's listening to the show, go in there, find it, and read it, and you'll just keep on reading it because it's just going to be a toll in the eye.
Excellent.
Time travelers, see? A story's already being written with time travelers, see?
Time travailleurs, travailler, which is work in French. Time workers.
It's a riot. See that? What's the name of this guy?
It's called Cosmic Awareness. He wrote it yesterday on the 1st. But it was in Rumor Mill News.
Yeah, there's a friend that actually does what you do and sends me emails, D. And and while a lot of the things that he shares are coming from his, I know what he's doing. To fully decode everything that he's writing, I don't need to, because I feel the intent in what he's doing, and he's doing exactly the same thing that I'm doing from a different point of me, in a completely different way, exactly the same. It's fucking awesome. And again, I trust it by now in Lakesh, yeah, totally. And that's what's happening at this table now, guys. I gotta ask you, is this way more fun hanging out like this versus all the other shit?
Yeah.
Spooky. Yeah. That's why I'm here every night. Come to the fun place where you're going to learn, you're going to have fun, you're going to learn how to curse and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
The Emerald Table, we get shit done.
Hey, now, see, this is... See, he wrote it yesterday, but no, he wrote it. Yes, see, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. It's yesterday. It's right now, right?
That's great.
So that's why I make
the reopening of Pandora's box every day.
Yep. That's why I make a point of not reading. I just look at headlines, or I just follow. I'll chitter chat with people on Skype, or on occasion when I'm on Facebook, posts that come in which confirm my now moments anyway. It's like, did anyone see the Bubble Up bottle cap yesterday on Facebook that was on my page? I decoded what it said on it, right?
Well, here you go, Kate. His headline is Major Changes and Shifts Are Coming.
Major changes in what?
And shifts are coming.
Yep, absolutely. They're here. I've watched so many things as we track each other. And that's what I've always looked for. Who's tracking the same stuff that I was looking at? And I've looked at people that were tracking and they fell off because of ego. And then there's another tracker, someone that's tracking what I'm doing. Not that they're tracking me per se. I'm tracking consciousness. It's one of the reasons why when people ask me, "Have you read this book?" and I said, "No." "Oh, because you're saying exactly the same thing." Good, because that means that means it's pure download for me. So I learn to trust myself. Right? That helps get rid of the ego. And the only thing that will keep an ego in full force and effect is because you don't trust yourself. The ego is doubt. There's no doubt in infinite immortality with the spirit. No doubt at all. Mrs. Doubtfire only lives with the ego.
Exactly.
I doubt. And Kate, see, this is what I'm trying to say is what I'm seeing, and I think this is what you're the 0 point, Kate. You're it.
Yep.
You're it.
Well, okay, I'll do my best to make sure that everything. Well, I will anyway. So I get what you're saying,
course,
and I flow that completely back from zero, neutral, no pedestals, and that's you reflecting me and me reflecting you. That's the give and take, the ebb and flow. Yeah, Godsmack. I love it. Hey, there's a great.
You're bringing the other points of view together, so it's fueling we're getting more fuel. The fuel, right? And this is what's it's already ignited, but it's only going to get brighter and brighter, and then people are going to be like, "Whoa, what was that?"
See, this is why
we just got to create what we want. Yeah, I'm sorry to run over you, but yeah, we gotta create what we know we need to have, and so it is. So let it be. And that's kind of what we need to focus on is the intent to become the reality that we know of total love and happiness, of the ideal scenario, and just focus on what happen. It will be what I want it to be. What I want to be for my kids.
Yeah, but that's the game. We want a better world because you're immortal, so you're going to have to live with it. You see. So this is and something else. You never worry if remember, radio hosts of any long tenure, like I'm 6 years plus, we suffer from extreme dead air-itis. So if there's a moment where it sounds like there's dead air, that's just my natural tendency to step in to keep it flowing. So if I do that and you jump in, don't worry about it, because I'm just doing that out of keeping the dead air away. That's all. So never worry about that. If I'm in a full-on download and you know I'm on a full-on download, then that might, cause a hiccup. Yeah. That's all, But no, well, again, all I'm trying to do is go, here, I got a phone call. God's calling. Here you go. It's for you. Oh yeah, there's
talk
a great
to myself out loud so that I could have the most intelligent conversation and always have the right answer.
Isn't it great? Yeah, we get T-shirts done up. It says, "God is calling. It's for you."
Take your ass phone right now.
Oh man. I got to tell you, when you get into the zero neutral zone, you can fling whatever you want around, because it's going out with no intent. You see, because I have the contract within me that I will not ever knowingly or unknowingly intend harm on another. That is my prime directive within me. So everything I'm saying is going out for the benefit, benevolence of all. And if that means that a meat stick that wants to be harming others gets taken out, let's that thought removed. That's all that is to me. And you're going to go back and loop again through that same timeline over and over until you figure it out. Deja vu, keep that in mind. When you have deja vu, you're still doing the same shit. Time to change course. What did you just do that caused the deja vu? And then when you see that, boom. I don't have deja vu anymore. They were checkpoints for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No deja vu? Well, you're not repeating, are you? No drama, Marsha. Right? And the universe will give you...
Speaking of Marsha...
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's a headline. Why tampons, condoms, and lube belong in your bug-out bag.
Okay.
Seriously, that's what a headline is here, Rod.
No, that's great. I'm in.
It's just, it's
the bug out bag, right? So the
the bug out bag crew.
Hey, here it is. Silence the G. The BU out ba. Get rid of the sheep. In you, right? That's your ba out ba. It almost sounds UK-ish.
Yeah, ba.
It's funny. Eh?
Yeah, with the G silent with bag. Yeah.
Do that tonight. After we're about a minute and a half away from rolling out of here. I could go on for hours on this one. Unfortunately, we run out of on call in about a minute. But do that tonight. Grab something and start removing the G. Remove the gross domestic product out of everything. GDP. And with the P, flip the R in instead. Same with the L. Take the L out, the left, and put the right in. So GDPL. Almost sounds like JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Anyway, whatever. So take those out and change the L for an R. Leave the R where it is. Change the P to the R, and make the G and the D silent. Okay. And the L silent too, if you want, because it should always be silent intent. That's pure magnetic. And I'm working on an essay that I'm going to clarify this to show you why. And that's why I'm asking. Go and do this. Just play with this a little bit and watch your jaw drop. Yeah, get a pillow for your table. It's going to hurt if you don't. It'll drop.
All right. Love all you guys.
I'm surprised I still have a chin left, personally. It's like, oh my God, smack.
Me too, yeah.
Hit the floor again. Woo. But no, thank you guys. And, we'll pick this up tomorrow on Moon Day, and the sooner we can get that moon out of the sky, the better. It'd be great. Let's go hang our own moons, shall we?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
Love the merry-go-round one, but you'll know why shortly. When I read the Deny Me Thrice, this is a little note that will be going out to consciousness. It's already gone out. I've already sent it out. And it had to be today for the second coming. This is what this is. You see, on this day 2 years ago, I went home to stand in the face of all, knowing full well the consequence of standing in the truth. Could potentially at that time, and absolutely it was foremost in my mind, could cost me my life. To actually go home and make a stand at my home at 7 Dalebrook Place, Guelph, Ontario. Having proven everything to all of those that wished that against the truth, me. They knew the mortgages were fraud. They knew the ID was fraud. They knew all of it. The former chief, Robert Davis, even told his former deputy chief the truth, which sent him, Brent Eden, former deputy chief, Guelph Police, sent him into a suicidal state. And I know this. That's the thing about being trans. You get your brows done, and the same one that did my brows was the one that did his wife's brows. And, any hairstylist will tell you, you want to know the truth, cut hair. You'll get all the goods. And you'll get it in no uncertain terms. You see, that's what it means to walk in the shadows between worlds, where I've walked between both worlds my whole life. Very powerful tool, and one that you can abuse. Or not. I just chose not to. I saw it as a gift, and one that I could share with all. And I know all the players in my movie. I know exactly what their roles are. I know exactly why they're there, and I know exactly why this is the second coming. It's done. The note's called Deny Me Thrice. So I just had this urge to write a little something for all you simpleton cowherds that love to see yourselves as meat stick almighties. You're just a bunch of kids trying to play house with all your little rules, and how you somehow know better than everyone else. It's funny, the only way you can do that is by stealing from everybody else to pay for your sandcastles. Somehow, you think you know better than natural order and divine law with all your silly tittles, clown suits called uniforms, and a hive mind of insanity. Here's a little fact regarding that. Every harm you've ever created, allowed to be created due to your cowardice, and choose to continue creating, is going to visit you 1,000-fold in the form of 1,000 lifetimes relived in Groundhog Day, as you pass through each body shell to learn this. This is the biblical translation of the 1,000 years, the allegory of a death of 1,000 cuts, etc. Let me spell it out for you because, well, now I can, literally, using Phoenician law. The truth your lies of legal bullshit try to mimic. This is the joy of no vengeance, no harm to all, with the realization of what awaits you, and the time is now. Any doubt of this only empowers my intention of this spell 1,000-fold. Your ignorance of who and what you are leaves you consumed with doubt, judgment, vengeance, and greed, and all because you cannot see with your ears and hear with your eyes, as you foolishly dismiss anything that isn't polarized. I guess you missed the part about the truth will set you free, as you live in the lies of your corrupt system, and lust for possessions without ever questioning what is right, versus following orders. History is replete with what happens to all who chant this mantra, and always ends up with an E piano wire noose of universal proportions around the defiler's necks. If you could decode what is written here, you would see the true gravity of what I am trying to share. Your very existence depends upon it, yet on the second anniversary of my second kidnapping by you.
You're listening to Kate of Gaia on Critical Mass Radio. The game is up. Now, it's our turn.
Good evening, welcome to Outside the Box, Sunday night edition with yours truly, Kate of Gaia, Mouthiest tranny on the web, and for a good reason. It's kind of what I do, it's why I do it, and it's what I'm supposed to be doing. So anyway, interesting day, to say the least. Wow, day of days. I'm going to have a little story time tonight. Had an interesting conversation earlier in Skype, and again, I want to try to illustrate a couple of things and what typically happens when the message is missed because the eyes and ears can't see it or can't hear it. And again, it's not a fault, it's not a wrong, it's just an observation. So I'm going to try to share that observation to see if we can finally get rid of the sim pathetics that we all love to hang around in. Yeah, that's the spirit into the magnetic pathetics. So if you're sympathetic, well, now you know what you are. So, yeah, deny me once, deny me twice, deny me thrice. I'm going to share some allegories. I wrote a little note that'll be sent out to all the you all, Sue's, specs, usual suspects, or the underspecs, the little blights of our consciousness. They're just merely bad thoughts. So no harm, no foul, you see. It's like any good idea you keep, and any bad idea you just block it out of your mind. How many times are you going to accept from anyone, oh, I'm sorry, for them to come back and throw the knife in your back again? See, with me, I don't play the 3 strikes you're out game. The 2 strikes are done, third you're down. That's kind of how it works for me. Because if you don't learn the lesson the first time and repeat the mistake, knowing full well that that was something that wasn't good for all, then that makes you good for nothing. It's kind of how it works. You see, I always give everyone the golden opportunity of fuck me once. And I'll say, okay, that's not really how I like things to be, and I'm going to show you why I don't like things being that way, because it's not what I would do to you. And then you will come back and say, well, sorry, I won't do it again. How many times does someone have to say that before you wake up and get it? So that's the mirror. Look in your own mirror. How many times would you put up with it? There's only so many times that there's only once with me, right? Second chance. I mean, second chance is all anyone could ever dream to have. And see, that's the thing about humanity, is second chances aren't even usually given out. That's where the ego takes over and wants to be all vengeful. I want no part of that, thank you. Vengeance, well, it says in the book, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, so I give it to their Lord. Yes. So I'll share this little note, then I'll get into the conversation earlier, and I'll try to explain it better. Again, I always take responsibility for how I explain things to get the point across. This is why no one can be wrong with me, because the only one that can observe my position is me, so I'll look at, am I getting what I intend across, or do I have to share it in more and more stories? Because the mind can gather pictures far easier than it can collect spellings. So I like to paint pictures instead of spelling. Once I get the picture, then I spell it out for you. So here's a little something. I didn't get a chance to finish. Very close. Many are very close. So let me try to explain it this way, where you might see this finally. Imagine myself handing you a wrapped present like Robin Fields in Interstate 60. And while I know what's in the box, I know what the present is, the ego is trying to tell me what it is. It's trying to guess what's in the box. That's because it can't stop thinking. It can't go shh. It always has to appease itself. It always has to be in the full agreement without ever taking a second to simply stop. To carry this even further, let me explain it this way. Let's get really rational here, completely literal, so that I can explain this absolutely anagogic perspective. If you know, I didn't say believe. When you know that someone is trying to do something from a purely benevolent intent for the purpose and only purpose of giving you the tools to empower you, God, back to God, the only acceptable question is to accept the gift unconditionally, not the imprint. Big difference. Because before the gift even gets to you, you're imprinting it with what you think is in it, instead of simply saying, okay. What that does is that shuts the fucking ego up enough, just enough, in a twinkling of an eye, for you to ponder the gift, instead of trying to tell me what the gift is. It is the same as me handing you a 100-ounce bar of gold, seeing as everyone is so fixated on this fucking crap here. Giving you a 100-ounce bar of gold as the gift, completely unwrapped, completely exposed, and then trying to beat me over the head with it. I offer only truth. I made my deal with the universe. Me, magnetic electric. That regardless the consequence, regardless the cost, regardless the price to my own life, to the death, I would stand in truth, never yielding, regardless of how fucking terrified I was, and many times I was. But I would never yield that position, because I knew to do so would make me mortal. It took a while to figure it out, because the ego is always in doubt. It is always going, I wonder if, yeah, the program runs. I know, I ran it. And I was able to separate it. I was able to take that separate reptilian brain fucking hard drive out of my computer. And you will not see this until you do that. And when you do, I will know you. I will know you. Because the intent is pure. It doesn't have any compassion, sympathy, empathy, any emotions whatsoever attached to it. I'll leave that for the masturbators and the debaters, the of baiting. As I watch people fish back and forth into each other, pulling out ego tricks to make the other ego feel better. Me, I fucking shred you. Ego, I'm not interested in that. I want the perfect being. I want to see the true light of God within you. And oh, how I have tried for you to see how beautiful as I see you. And you will beat me up, you and your ilk. I offer one last time the opportunity to mend your ways, make things right, or suffer the consequences of your actions in Thrice. While the silly little ego program perceives threat, I only offer pity where my hands are fully washed of you. And let the mobs take you to your crucifixions. What did you think that story was all about anyway? I get the fact that all religions have corrupted the truths in all the tomes convincing you that donkeys talk, people can live for 3 days inside a fish, and boats built big enough to house all animals, etc. Yep, you believed the fairy tales of the scribes and Pharisees, also known as clergy and lawyers, who corrupted the truths contained, but then you're blinded by your obedience, lust, greed, and self-serving thefts of others' creations as nothing more than as the free man, bondsman that you are. The best part? You know this, and yet you still cower as the slaves you are to the whore of Babylon dressed up as a dead corporate crown, your true mother, and one of the realm of the dead. You know what they say, right? When in Rome? If all roads lead to Rome, then all roads lead away from it equally, but then that thought likely never occurred to you, because you are divided and conquered and spellbound. I know I've scared off more than a few planted chills with simply the truth, and their own guilt once they realize their own spiritual suicide. Have you ever seen the movie Groundhog Day? Here's a thought for you to grow in your more than fertile cane fields. What the actor suffered reliving the same day over and over again until he got it is the fractal reality of what you have coming, only that each day will be one lifetime, relived over and over until you get what I've been trying to show you all along. It's a good thing that you believe you know better, but then that deja vu moment will pop up reminding you that you were there once before. What do you think deja vu is anyway? LOL. You see, my table is always open to all. As it was then, it is now, nunc pro tunc. I can't help but laugh a little when I think of how foolish most people are. But then don't worry, the deja vu moments will remind you and act as the proof of what I am sharing. This is the difference between the I'm mortal and immortal status in the game here. You see, evil, by definition, must destroy nemesis, and that's where my gratitude is boundless. In all your attempts to silence me by trying to destroy me, you gave me the tools to fulfill that definition, definition. I am your creation after all. All things, in their time, and the time is now, don't you know? What is really funny is that you're doing all the heavy lifting for me now. I have long proven the crimes of your system you worship, yet you chose to deny it. This is the third and final denial. Spot the allegory if you can. You have been gifted with all you need to see this, but your choice in divine spiritual contract proves you otherwise, where by your actions you are known. There is not one single piece of paper that can save you, although you think it will because you serve the paper sea. I also have the joy in knowing that if you read this or not, it shall be done regardless, because my intent is pure and I know how this crazy place works. Again, thank you for that. And it is my wish that you be possessed of all my former possessions, for it is they that bind you. You are the blind being led by the blind, leading the blind. What did you think turning lead into gold meant anyway? It was hidden in creation itself, and I found her. And guess who she works for now? You will now begin to see things in your reality that will make you ask the question, why me? But at least now you'll know. For every failure to stand in truth and what is right will cost you an additional term here accordingly, and if I had any advice to offer, it would be simply this. It's not nice to fool Mother Nature. The signs, the real signs, are everywhere, but you are lost in a sea awash with illusion and delusion. You are nothing more than bad thoughts to me, and like all bad thoughts, they are removed from my mind. This is a true Phoenician notice, where every word is redefined as per my image, after my likeness, not the likeness of a vengeful God. No, that's the God within you and the one that you worship. Where you see coincidence, I see reality. Where you see vengeance, I see only pity that has long been spent. Your masters of order out of chaos has made chaos out of the true natural order, where truth has returned and Mother Nature shall resume her true course, one without the liars, the thieves, and the murderers of true order. The door is closed to you where it was open far longer than any rational being with any sense of love could miss, but miss it you have. That was the door of your final opportunity, where this note, like all the others, will be dismissed or seen. Either way, natural order wins, as it was always intended, to where it was up to us to finally learn or not learn from this. For an update, check out Revelations 18 as it presents itself in the now. That is your chosen script, yours. And like all things, it will be fulfilled. The Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, is the same as the first and last question you will ask, because you now have your answer to, why me? It's easy, because you chose it, in full binding spiritual intentful contract. That's why. Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. If you actually knew what that meant, you would be laughing. At the same time, wouldn't be laughing. That's what's called a singularity, but your polarized duality will never let you see that. So listen, have a great week as you ponder your own chosen fates as they begin to unfold, as sure as the driven reins of truth. There is no time left for I'm sorries. The hourglass is fully emptied for you now, where the truth melts you as it did in Oz. Your fates are sealed as per your chosen desires of a long poisoned heart, now removed for the vultures to feed upon. You are as children who do wrong, get caught, promise to never do it again, and then you do anyway because you just can't help yourself. Such is the nature of your inner minotaurs that lead you to your path of chosen ruin. You are of the unforgiven in that you know not forgiveness, so I grant your wish as you have chosen. The best part is that you've done this to yourselves, and only have that to blame, so go and grab a mirror to see this proof for yourselves. It may also be comforting to know that your very existence will be wiped from the mind of consciousness, but not before your well-earned Groundhog Day. Seriously. And you thought this lifetime was hell? Welcome to your Hotel California. You remember, the place you can check out but never leave? Imagine that. Unconditional love, Kate. So I'll let that sink in for a sec. Maybe you can feel that. The conversation I had earlier today, I was waiting so patiently. So patiently I waited. And again, I had to ask for the only acceptable answer I will accept, and I'm going to tell you why it's the only one. It's not because I'm trying to print or imprint on your consciousness. What I'm actually doing is removing your fucking ego to get it out of the way. You see, those that tell me they don't have ego are the ones that I'm looking at the hardest. Because they can't see it. Ego says it doesn't have one. Ego says that it's not in the way. But only when you finally see what ego is, completely outside of yourself. And it's a blinding aha moment, and one I've never met in any other yet. Close.